Crisis for the geek kind. Top geek officials admit they underestimated the hipsters' defense capability. Join the geek revolution and save the galaxy. Geeks from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the future. They're doing their part. Are you? Want to know more? Join Weeby Geeks and the Geek Revolution and save the world. Service guarantees citizenship. Listen to Weeby Geeks podcast on iTunes and Stitcher or online at weebygeeks.net. Weeby Geeks, your voice for the Geek Revolution. Want to know more?
Geek Speak, the definitive 365 cut. These are the meaningless ramblings of a Scottish redone whore and a pissy ex-video store clerk. Their ongoing mission is to set right the movie wrongs. They're gonna need a bigger podcast.
Hello everybody, you are listening to episode 44 of the 365 Flicks Pod. Nearly forgot the name of our own podcast.
The name of the podcast, yeah.
Shit.
Awesome, that's a good start.
That is a great start. So yes, you are listening to episode 44 of the 365 Flicks Podcast, and we're back.
Yeah, we are.
It doesn't really feel like it's been that long since we did this.
It feels like quite a long time to me.
Does it feel like a long... Well, that's a good sign, I suppose. That is a good sign. You want it to feel like it's been a while.
Yeah, I suppose.
Then the people out there might have thought, "Oh, it's been a while since I heard the 365 boys. We need to stick them in our ear holes."
You would hope. I think they are. I think they were just gagging for another episode.
I think everybody is just chomping at the bit for this episode. As you can tell, we've kind of just thrown this one together.
Nonsense.
So yeah, we've got a lot for you tonight. We've got some really good stuff for you tonight. We'll have our normal news section coming up a little bit later on. We've got a couple of little cheeky reviews for you. We've got a top 5. Would you like to tell them what the top 5 is?
Sure. This was Kev's idea this time.
Yeah, you didn't have a splurge.
I didn't have a splurge this time. No.
Wow.
No, this is upsetting to me. I'll have an extra special splurge for the next time. So this time we are going to be talking about top 5 movies that are based on real life events.
So by that we rule out Passion of the Christ.
Yes.
We rule out Titanic.
No, that was based on... Well, you see...
It happened.
This is a thing. This is a thing that we'll come to later on, because I didn't put any movie like that in my top 5. So for my honourable mention, I've put all of those movies in my honourable mentions. So I'll be speaking about my honourable mentions for about an hour and a half.
Okay.
Anyway, so that's our top 5. We've got quite a lot of involvement this
By the way, I'm 100% ruling out Braveheart as well.
Yes.
Okay. Just so we're on the same page there.
Yes. Yeah, don't worry about that.
We did
I had a quite a long conversation with the lads from Free Trade B, best pool team in Berwick, allegedly. And one of them actually said Braveheart, and I said, well, the thing about that is that the only actual true thing in that movie is there's somebody called William Wallace there.
Yes.
And
he was Australian.
And but the rest of it is all a load of Hollywood bollocks.
Yes.
So Braveheart doesn't count.
Yes, excellent. I just want to clarify that.
That's fine.
And,
don't worry about it.
What are we going to be ending the show with?
So yeah, other than my music, because I am the reigning, defending 365 Flicks champion, hit my music.
You're supposed to say, do the roar.
I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I've got the looks that drives a girl wild. I've got
That's so you can dance to my music.
Piss off.
So yeah, to end the show, Kev is going to be doing his challenge that I gave him a couple of weeks ago, and that was to watch 3 and a bit episodes of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
So, no spoiler, because we're going to cover it later on, but how did you get on, Kevin?
I watched them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's fine.
I watch them.
You can't shit on those episodes too hard because they are. I said that to you last night. They are actually the second lot are actually my favourite episodes.
Okay.
That they made. So don't shit on them too hard.
Right.
Be gentle.
But before we get there, I will give you a cheeky little sort of hint as to how I felt about this. And before we move on to what we're going to do next, I will just say, if you were going to pick 4 episodes of a show that I had never seen for me to watch, with every intention of me possibly going further, you possibly picked the best 4. So that's all.
That's good.
That's all I'll say.
Allegedly.
But no spoilers.
That is why I picked the standalone ones, because,
Yeah.
as I said on, I think it was the last episode, I was going to give you like a multi-story arc.
Yeah.
Doctor Who is quite famous for its multi-story arcs, but I think the 2-parter that I gave you doesn't really have anything to do with the rest of the show.
No.
Yeah, so before we get to the news, we will just run over where you can find us.
Yay!
So
Which, by the way, Titus done a really fucking good job. He actually did better than we normally do.
I know, right? Well, you always make me do it, and I was fucking up.
I was kind of sat there thinking, I'm just going to cut that out of their episode, and I'm just going to play that every week, because he kind of nailed it.
That's fine, yeah. I'm not speaking to Titus, though, so...
I can't imagine why.
Fucker.
We'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a moment. Pimp the networks.
So yes, you can find us on the Twitters. Just look for @365FlixPod.
Yep.
You can find us on Facebook, 365 Flix Podcast. You can email us, rant@365flixpodcast.co.uk. You can find us on our shiny, awesome website, 365flixpodcast.co.uk. And we're also on quite a few cheeky networks. You can find us on Wicked Radio Network.
Yep.
Aye, that's not the one I normally fuck up. Wicked Radio Network. You can find us on Tangent Bound Network, We Be Geeks, Geeky Antics Network Global. Mm-hmm. Have I missed any?
No, that's it.
No.
The rest of them keep falling by the wayside.
know.
And again, on the last couple of episodes, I have been mentioning about the hashtag Pod and Family on Twitter.
Of course, yep, of course.
I just want to shout them out again because they are pretty awesome. There's some really good podcasts in there. I guarantee you, if you go to that Twitter page for the Pod and Family, you're going to find more than one podcast.
Oh, there are lots of lots of awesome podcasts on there,
hunters.
and we got quite a lot of positive feedback from the Sharknado review when
We
you
did actually.
you did a hashtag. Was it Shark Week?
Yep, Shark Week.
And
yeah.
Just about every time I went to my bloody emails, it was a retweet of it. So thank you very much.
Yeah, the Sharknado review was probably a low point for me so far, but it seems to be getting the views. So
it was one of my highest points, to be honest.
You're an ass.
I know I am.
There's no need for that. There's no need for that.
Again, thank you to everybody who's getting involved on the Twitters and the Facebooks.
We can see you out there.
Exactly.
We see what you're doing.
Thank you for everybody who's picking up the show and giving us a listen. But what I didn't do last time was thank you to everybody who's sticking with us.
Yeah, because
it's all good giving us a chance, but you've got to stick with us and push through the pain.
Through my pain. Yeah, totally, definitely. And those who are sticking with us and those who are brand new to us on the iTunes, they have a little subscribe button. Because I didn't know this, but did you know this about iTunes? Well,
you see, I'm not on iTunes because I've got an Android phone.
Yeah, but obviously you know what iTunes is. You have heard of iTunes.
I am aware of
You've
iTunes.
You've seen iTunes.
Yes.
Well, when people go on there and they go to your feed and all that, they only get the brand new episodes straight away if they actually subscribe to your podcast.
But you see, when the last time I had an iPhone was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I wasn't listening to podcasts then. It was just Beyonce.
So... Sorry, Beyonce.
Beyonce, exactly. So I'm not aware of the podcasty section on iTunes.
All right.
So
well,
you explain, Kevin.
There is a podcast section there that caters for podcasts, and there's a little subscribe button. If you hit that subscribe button, then you don't have to look for us every week. We will we'll turn into a little number 1 on your little podcast app thing. We'll turn a little red circle with a number 1. That'll be us right there. Comes straight to your feed, and we just dive into your lugs.
We just force our way in.
We're not usually gentle with it. We are quite a rough podcast, so you may feel a bit violated of the ear holes.
But it's worth it in the end.
It is well worth it. So all I'm saying is, for those people who are listening and who do like the patter we are putting out there, hit that subscribe button. There's also a cheeky little rate and review section. I always say 3 to 5 stars. I mean
5 stars.
Because I can't actually see the ones from America. because we are UK bound.
Yeah, that's cool.
They seem to be vibing on us. Those DC fan for life, which, to be perfectly honest, I know that's weird science. I know that's them, because who else is going to be called DC fan for life? And he left us a pretty stellar review. I can't remember what it said off the top of my head, but he left us a review, and that is very much appreciated.
Bless them. I have, on your recommendation, in the last episode, I have started listening to them. And I think they're great.
Are you doing the 1 hour spotlight, or are you doing the 7 hour beast?
Oh, the full some bitch.
There's no other way to go, like. There's no other, the full some bitch. I like that. I think they'll like that. And I got a direct message on Twitter today, and you know the guy who has like the voice like Stephen Wright, like the very deep.
Is that Jim?
No, the one that does the weird science history section.
Oh, aye. They did an episode.
He talks like this.
Did they do an episode during the week on like comic books going back to the war?
Yes.
Okay, I know who you mean.
Call Reggie.
Yeah, I'll listen to that as well.
Well, apparently Reggie is now listening to us as well,
Good
and
stuff.
he likes the cut of our jib.
Doesn't?
I think it's the Scottish accent that does it.
Well, yeah.
So, I mean, that's why I always let you do the network stuff, the pimpage. So with that, would you like to move on?
Go for it.
What do you want to talk about first? News?
Let's go through some news, yeah.
I'll tell you what, we'll start with some news. How was the concert, Chris?
It was fucking awesome. And let's just address the elephant in the room here.
The elephant in the room.
The elephant in the podcast studio. So last Thursday, in fact, this time last Thursday, it's 8:05 right now, and this time last Thursday, the thing was about to start. So last Thursday, I went through to Glasgow.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really hellish American accent.
Glasgow. That's pretty much how they say it.
Be fine. To Hampden Park to see Beyonce.
Mm-hmm. That's a pretty big elephant.
And you can... what are you saying? You can take that smirk off your fucking face.
I think I've just said it.
And you know what? You can go to hell.
So how was Beyonce?
It was fucking awesome.
Really?
Yes, it was.
Did you enjoy yourself?
I did.
Was there any other straight men there?
Yeah, there was. Of course there fucking was.
Over the age of 15?
No. Of course there was, man. Of course there fucking was.
Well, I don't know. I don't listen to Beyonce.
Although, to be honest, 2 rows down from me, there was a lad who was clearly not a straight man, who was you know how when we were on another damn wrestling show, who will come to in a fucking minute, last week, thanks Joe for having us on last week, that we had a blast.
It's backfired on you, that
I know. But we spoke about Shinsuke Nakamura, who on his way down to the ring was very flamboyant and very hand wavy and stuff like that. There was a guy 2 rows down from us who was all like, waving his hand about and shit. I know nobody can see what I just did there.
Why I'm laughing on the inside.
So there was, he was down there, but I didn't see anybody else like that.
But you did see a stadium full of young girls.
But no, it wasn't. There wasn't. Shut up.
So
although the woman sat in front of me had hair like Hagrid. But
what was the girl to man ratio, do you think? Like, if you had to put a number on it, like...
I don't know, it didn't come up on the screen, I don't know.
No, they should have put that up on the stats on the screen. They should have really, just so you knew exactly how few male...
Well, I looked around, in the bit, in my sort of eyesight, there was at least 4 other guys.
In a whole stadium full.
No, fuck off, I couldn't see...
So, on a serious note, though, on a very serious note,
Yep.
what was the best song?
Halo.
And which one were you giving full zoobs to?
Halo.
Yep. Is that the one you put a video up of?
Yes.
Yeah. Joe liked that video, I think.
He did. Yep. I didn't care for the certified G thing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Good though. I liked it. And I want to echo what you just said there. That was pretty awesome going on another damn wrestling show. Those guys are the bee's knees.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
You could say that they are just the best.
Well, I'm not speaking to Rick, so...
Really?
No.
I wouldn't think you'd be speaking to any of them.
Oh, Matt's all right. Matt didn't say anything because he's...
The thing is, he could say whatever he wants, but because it's coming from a Canadian, it's like, it's not really that offensive.
Well, it's always going to be polite, no matter how much insult, it's going to be polite, eh?
What were you doing at a Beyonce concert, eh? That was terrible.
It was actually all right.
That was the worst impression ever.
It was all right.
I don't know what happened there. So, you got beef with another damn wrestling show.
Yeah, so
Because I feel this is newsworthy, so...
Yeah, on this week's one, Rick was on his own. Didn't invite us on. Ignorant.
He didn't need to. He was fantastic.
He was.
He did really well.
To be honest, he probably did better on his own than Joe would have.
Yes. I'm the same, though, with, as Matt said, I do want to hear a Joe solo show.
I kind of do, because it'll be a train wreck.
So if he asks us, what we need to do is we need to say yes, and then when the Skype call comes through, just not answer it, and then he'll just have to go ahead.
Although, last week, that very nearly wasn't a problem.
Very nearly happened.
Because when we record over the Skypes, I use my Xbox.
Yes.
And so when Joe was trying to contact me, or phone me, or whatever you say, the bloody thing kept on crashing.
Yep.
So he tried to phone me like 3 times, and the fucking thing kept on crashing. So I thought, oh my Christ, this isn't going to work. But yeah, but I digress. Rick, at the very start of this week's Another Damn Wrestling Show, the fucker, he was just sort of cracking away and talking about their fan base, and then mentioned a female fan in the UK.
Yep.
A female fan in the UK who had very recently gone to see Beyonce.
Do you think he was talking about you?
Could there be another one?
I don't know.
I think he was.
I don't know. You might be taking that one out of context.
Do you think I'm just being a bit pissy about it?
I think you might
maybe
be.
He was on about someone else.
I think maybe you're a little bit like worried about the fact that you yourself went to see Beyonce.
You know what? I'm not. I'm not worried about the fact that I went to see Beyonce. I like Beyonce.
You're projecting your issues onto what Titus said about this one girl from the UK who has a podcast and went to see Beyonce.
I think maybe he was talking about me.
Well, I'll have to take your word for that one, mate. Personally, I think it could go either way.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? All of you can just fuck off.
You don't mean that. You love those guys. They're your buddies. They invited you on their show before me.
Yeah, well, I'm going to win the fucking draft now, and all of you can just piss off out of it. I don't mean it. I did say to him it was all good, but I do hate Rick now.
On a brighter, more positive note, he was very nice about me.
He was.
He fully realised.
But then Matt was nice about me for the ungrateful colonials day thing.
That was a touch of class. That was genius.
Just came to me, Kev.
It just came to you.
Comedic genius.
So let's just crack on with the news.
So yeah, I mean, aye.
You got that off your chest now.
I'm still not happy, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I'll let you start with the news, and you can get some more off your chest.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Wicked Radio Network.
So a little bit of news that I think we'll both be happy about, to start with, is that the creator of Community has said that there will definitely be a movie made
but
at some point.
Yeah.
So what the fuck does that mean?
It means when he's got time. He said something about dusting out the old typewriter and figuring out where the characters are, but he said something about all the people coming together at the right time. So I mean, Christ knows when that's going to happen.
Couldn't they get Chevy Chase back? Oh, he's dead, isn't he? Not Chevy Chase.
I was going to say, I don't think he is. You know what I mean? He might as well be, but I don't think he is.
I like Chevy Chase.
Hey, it's still 2016, so give it time, give it a minute.
Wow, Jesus!
It's taken everybody.
So we're going to
else.
start our own Deadpool.
That's a good idea.
That's sick.
No, we're not doing that.
No,
we're not doing that.
We just put every actor on IMDb as under the "You Never Know" section.
You never know. Yeah, anyway. I saw that. I got quite excited about that, and then when I actually read the article, I got less excited. I was like, "Oh, come on!"
I reckon maybe like 2020 or something like that.
It'd be good, but I do honestly think that if it does happen, it's going to be like a TV movie. It's not going to be a movie.
Yeah.
Nah, not anymore. It's the ship has almost sailed, and Yahoo did pretty much everything they could to destroy everything that show had done.
I've not seen season 6.
It's good.
I don't know if I watched 1 to 5 on Netflix. I can't see season 6 coming to Netflix because it was owned by Yahoo, wasn't it? So yeah,
I don't see it happening. But I mean, we might get it eventually. Let's just keep our fingers crossed that Harmon can pull his finger out and get it made. Is all I can say about that. I got a good one.
Go.
Your man Bryan Cranston has been cast in the Power Rangers movie as Zordon. I am buzzing with this one. I'm actually buzzing about the Power Rangers movie. The more that comes out, they keep releasing like stills and they're all in that Power Rangers. You know, I was a Power Rangers fan as a baby.
I know, I wasn't a Power Rangers fan. I never.
When Adi Shankar did the bootleg was absolutely awesome. I would love to have seen that version.
Is that the one that had Dawson in it?
Oh,
I like that. I watched that. That was good.
Dawson was awesome in that. And so Bryan Cranston is now going to be playing Zordon. Do you know who Zordon is?
I have no idea who Zordon is.
Did you ever watch the Power Rangers? You must have caught some of it.
I caught some of it. I watched the movie.
He was
with Apocalypse in it.
You know the big circle thing, the big tank with the head that kind of just was there.
No.
Well, that's Zordon, and that's who Bryan Cranston's going to play.
Brilliant.
Just a big bald head.
Will it be as big a part as Godzilla? Do you reckon?
Probably not. But Lizzie Banks is in it as well. So, and you know I like me some Lizzie Banks.
Sure.
So I'm cool with that. I cannot wait to see this movie. They seem to have gone the other way and got like a bunch of no names to play the Power Rangers, which I think is a good idea. Because as much as I love the Dawson in the bootleg version, I would be a bit distracted by the Dawson. I would literally just be sitting there watching Power Rangers going, I don't want to wait on my left. you know the one. So, yeah,
the Scottish sitcom that we all know and love, Still Game,
yes,
is filming its new series right now.
Yeah, so I saw.
To be released in the autumn or the fall.
Why the autumn or the fall?
Because they're filming it now, and by the time we finish filming it, it'll be the autumn.
Right, okay.
It's 6 episodes, you see.
I just thought you said it in a certain way, just to be funny.
No, that was not funny.
I can't say I'm that bothered about Still Game.
Well, you should be, because it's awesome.
That's the one where they play the old farts, isn't it?
Yes.
I've still not watched it, to be honest. I saw a little bit.
See, that's your kind of humour, though.
It is, but I think we've talked about this on the podcast before. I watched Chewing the Fat before Still Game came around, and I enjoyed Chewing the Fat, and I like Chewing the Fat because you got the Jack and Victor scenes, but they were only it was like a 2-minute sketch, and I could handle that. And then I watched a full episode of Still Game, and I was just kind of, it's too much. It's too much for me. I like Jack and Victor in Chewing the Fat. I just wasn't that bothered with them in Still Game.
Yeah, fair enough. I think you would like the show.
I might try and give it a go at some point.
It's on Netflix. Give it a shot.
Yeah, why not? The wife is pregnant, and I do need a show to watch. So
Warner Brothers have registered a trademark for Harry Potter and the Cursed Child movie.
Is that news?
Of course, it's news.
How?
Because they said that this is the new stage show,
right?
That is out now or is about to be.
Oh, right. So because they've registered
they always said that it would just be a stage show. It wouldn't be a movie.
Right.
So I'm kind of wondering, do they maybe expect the Fantastic Beasts thing to not work?
I don't think it's going to.
Although I did read that J.K. Rowling has written a sequel. I've got more hope for The Cursed Child than I have for the Fantastic Beasts. I've got
no hope for Fantastic Beasts. I mean, you know my history with Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I don't exactly love Harry Potter, but I've seen them all. I enjoyed them all. But the thought of something else related, but not it. And I know sometimes those things can work, but Harry Potter just doesn't seem like it needs anything else.
I mean, it's a big universe, it's a solid universe that she built. I'm just not excited about the Fantastic Beasts movie at all.
Neither
I'm
am I.
really not. And I could get behind the Cursed Child because it's a continuation of the Harry Potter story. Actually, Harry Potter.
Yeah.
So I could get behind that more than Fantastic Beasts. I will see it. I'm not going to the cinema to see it, though. And I'm worried that... Well, I'm not worried. I kind of expect that a lot of people will be doing the same.
Yeah. I think everybody will go and see it because it's... No, I actually disagree. I think people will flock to the cinema for it because it's more Harry Potter. And it's kind of Warner Brothers' big nut. Not so much now, it was, but people will flock to see this just at the thought of they might mention Harry Potter.
But they're not going to be because it's set 50 years before or something.
Oh, but something will get said and people will jizz in their pants.
They'll mention... probably the only person they can mention is Dumbledore or something.
Yeah, but Legolas wasn't meant to be in The Hobbit, so...
No, he was not.
There you go.
So what else have you got?
I got some Ghostbusters news. Because I'll tell you something, this Ghostbusters movie has come out, and contrary to popular belief, it's getting some pretty fucking good reviews.
It is.
I know that we don't like to talk about Rotten Tomatoes, but just to put a little bit of perspective on it, it's currently sitting at 76%.
Saw that before.
which is not bad. You know, it's not bad.
It's fine, fair play.
But have you seen the news that broke today about the Ghostbusters movie? Right now, when it comes to the box office, obviously you've got your US as a big market, and then you've got like the UK and Europe and all that's not a bad little market. But the second biggest market in the world right now is China. Mm-hmm. So that's where most movies kind of make like their second big nut. And if they do well in China, they're going to, like Warcraft somehow made a shit ton of money in China. So apparently it's a success in that sense. Mm-hmm. Ghostbusters is not getting a release in China. It's been denied release in China.
Oh, shit.
Because, and I had to take notes on this because I was literally like, I was reading.
Go on then, what bullshit reason have the fucking Chinese.
So basically, it's come round that Ghostbusters has been denied release in China. The Sony tentpole has been denied release, as I've just said. Somebody close to the decision-making process in Beijing, this is like one of their sources, he told The Hollywood Reporter that China's official censorship guidelines technically prohibit movies that promote cults or superstition. So the Ghostbusters must fall into that category. This is it's like an old rule from back when the Communist Party must have been sort of in power or whatever. Or
it still is communist,
is it? Well, yeah, it's an old rule from there. So occasionally it has been known to use this obscure provision as rationale for banning films that feature ghosts or supernatural beings. If you want to think back, 2006, Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Man's Chest did not get a release in China for its depictions of ghouls and cannibalism.
Cannibalism?
Yeah, apparently.
In Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yes.
Was it?
Apparently. But yeah, it's not getting a release because basically it promotes cults and superstition.
You know what? That doesn't surprise me at all.
But can this movie not catch a fucking break?
But you will show a fucking movie with god-awful fucking Transformers in it with fucking Optimus Prime riding Grimlock.
Yeah.
That's worse than Ghosts.
Yeah, but it's not a cult or a superstition.
Michael Bay cult.
So,
Ick.
This isn't the first time, though. Because back in 1984, the Bill Murray Ghostbusters also didn't get a release. But, and this is what I like, the title, when it got roughly translated, because you know how China has like 5 little logos for like 1 million words, basically. So the title of the Ghostbusters movie in China, right?
Logo, like they're writing, you mean?
Yeah, they're writing. The logo.
Was, that's their writing. That's how they write shit.
When they translated the 5 characters, it literally became Ghost Catcher Dare Die Team. Would you watch that movie?
I would watch the shit out of that movie.
And then it got reworked when the sequel came out to Superpower Dare Die Team. I'm watching that.
Hell yes. Aye.
But yeah, it just...
Fuck your Justice League and your Avengers. That's the one I'm watching.
For me, this movie's just... It seemed like it was catching a break when the reviews started coming out. But now China's just turned it away because it's got ghosts in it. You know, China, just... What the fuck? But it's going to hurt the movie because the biggest earners this year so far in China have been the Warcraft movie, obviously. It's Captain America Civil War, you know, and Zootopia, which all 3 of those movies have done fucking amazing over there.
Not Batman vs Superman?
Batman Superman did do quite well in China, though, as I remember. And then, obviously, Star Wars last year, fucking... They said it wasn't going to do well, and it did amazing.
Mm-hmm. Well, it kind of broke everything, didn't it? So,
aye. But it's...
I think I told you that I sort of a little bit accidentally saw some of the
the
Ultimate Edition. Didn't see all of it.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, there's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of extra goodness.
Well, our buddies, the Jock and Nerd, the nerd has watched it. And he gave like a little quick review, and he took it from a 6 to a 7 in his eyes. And then he took shit off Rugboy and Anthony for upping his score, because apparently once you make a score and then you watch a different version of that movie, you're not allowed to up it or anything like that. It can't get better. It just is what it is.
Well, yes, you can.
Yes, well, that's not for here, so...
Well, no, that's shite, because... Well, how many movies have you had a fucking director's cut of?
Hundreds.
Aliens.
Hundreds. Blade Runner's had about 10.
Kingdom of Heaven has had a director's cut, which is way better than the original movie.
You could
so
potentially
stick that right up your arse.
You could potentially say that the Star Wars original trilogy has like 100 director's cuts.
Yeah. That's not a good example for our
It's not really. So yeah, the Chinese have banned Ghostbusters.
Dear me.
It's a bit mental, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, right, personally, I know we've given the film a hard time. It's not for me because of Melissa McCarthy, personally. And Paul Feig. I'm not a fan of hers at all in any way, shape or form. So I will not be watching the movie. Other than that, and also I don't like the way they've sort of marketed the movie as like an exclusively an all-girl team.
Yeah.
We're not sexist. Shut the fuck up. Put your tweets away.
Yep.
You may not email rant@365flixpodcast.co.uk with that. We're not sexist. That's not what we're saying. We've said it in the past that the fact that they are saying this is a female-only team is sexist.
Yeah, it's a bit of bullshit.
So I take offence to this. So I won't personally be watching the movie, but they've been getting good reviews, so fair play, good on them.
Out of morbid curiosity, I will watch it eventually, but I'm not going to rush out to the cinema and see it.
I may when it comes to Netflix or something.
And hopefully, if I end up in China in the next couple of weeks,
although remember,
I
think it was it last year, I did watch a Melissa McCarthy movie when I came home pissed from the pub.
Oh, was that Jason Statham one?
No.
Did she shit in a sink?
No. I didn't get that far into it. I can't remember which movie it was because I was drunk. I did put... Was it Identity?
Oh, right, the one with
Identity
Jason
Thief.
Bateman. Aye, then it's Thief. Yeah.
And it was awful.
Yeah, that is awful.
And that's the only movie I've seen her in, but that's plenty. So... Right, what else you got?
Matt Damon wants to be in a superhero movie.
Ooh.
Oh, no, sorry. During a junket for the Bourne movie, which is coming out. A junket is when they speak to the press, by the way, which is what we kind of are sometimes. So he's done an interview, and they asked him if he would ever do a superhero movie, and he is more than willing to jump into a superhero movie in a minute flat if Ben Affleck's directing.
I thought you were going to say that.
Can we say Green Lantern? Anybody?
Can we say Robin?
Robin, I'd love to see him as Robin. That'd be awesome.
Or Nightwing?
Can we see?
He could do Nightwing?
Would you be okay with a Stephen Amell-less Green Arrow if Matt Damon played him?
Say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing is, according to him in this same interview, is that he said the only thing about doing a movie with Ben, or working with Ben, is that Ben Affleck always gives himself the best parts. So he might not get the best part in the movie. But
then Robin.
I am all over that shit. If Matt Damon
Why the hell not?
If he wants to springboard into the DC universe, be with his best pal Matt, I'm more than Ben. Sorry, I'm more than happy with that.
Shit, why not? Yeah.
I just saw it today and I was like, yay! Like, I would love to see him as Green Lantern or Green Arrow. I'd be happy with both of them. Or Robin. I'd be more than happy with Robin, actually.
Well, I think I wouldn't want to see a Green Arrow movie without Stephen Amell, but that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
If they wouldn't do it for Grant Gustin, they're not going to put Stephen Amell in the DCU.
Although I think Amell's got a bit more pull than Gustin. I think he has.
That's not going to happen, though.
No, they're not going to do it.
So, yeah, bloody, why not? Why not?
Before we go on to your next little bit, I just want to quickly throw out there that they are making a Flatliners remake for 2017.
Yes, it's pissed you off?
And it's fucking pissed me off.
I thought it would have. I read that before.
Oh, man. They remade Point Break either last year or the year before. It was fucking horrendous.
Is that the one with Ronda Rousey? Or is that something else?
No, she wasn't in
that.
Or is that
Roadhouse?
That's Roadhouse. So it's not been done yet, but she's tipped for that, yeah. It had Edgar Ramirez from Domino years back. He was in that. Some punk called Luke some punk ass kid called Luke Bracey. The movie was fucking insanely terrible. But they're remaking Flatliners with Ellen Page leading the cast. I like Ellen Page. I'll watch Ellen Page in pretty much anything. But a Flatliners remake, excited does not make me. Even at the bottom, it was like, it was on Den of Geek, I read this, and it said at the bottom, and yes, Kiefer will be in it. even that didn't get me excited because I don't need a Flatliners remake. The original is fucking brilliant. It's a perfect movie. It's a great movie.
I've seen it, but way back.
And when I read the names, I was just like, no name. Ellen Page, no name. Kiefer, no name. So yeah.
Is Ellen Page still the name? Really?
She's still going. Okay. You know, she still lives off that Juno hype.
I've never seen that.
It's alright. It is alright, but it's not everything everybody made out to be. Because it's one of those indie darlings, so everybody loves it.
Yeah, I don't do well with them.
I do well with indie darlings, but Juno's just not that great of a film.
Yeah, so the first one is a big fat good on you man to The Rock.
Oh, fuck yeah. This is
because
awesome.
The Rock is now officially the highest paid actor in the world.
In the world.
Fuck yeah, give us some money.
Definitely. I am all over that. I fucking love that man. He, he was an awesome wrestler. He's just I think he's an amazing actor, and I know a lot of people give him shit because he's just a muscle-bound kind of action star.
But he's not. He's not.
Because if you look at the movies he's made over the years, he's made some damn versatile movies. Like, he's done it all, really. Well, not all of it, because, you know, he's not been the Shark and Jaws yet. But he'll get there. But I was happy.
He could do a Shark and Sharknado.
Oh, come on, man. But no, this is awesome news. I was buzzing with this. And by all accounts, going by his Instagram, so was he.
Yeah. Well, shit, I would be.
Yeah.
You know, when we're the highest paid podcasters in the world.
I'd settle for In Berwick.
We probably are the highest paid podcasters in Berwick, and we do this for free. So, we'll just leave off the highest paid podcasters in Berwick. I think we could get our cheeky certificate made up of this.
I don't know, like...
we'll take it to Glasgow Film and Comic Con with us.
With the In Berwick.
Just, like... You can, because you took your top off last time, so you can sellotape it to your chest and just, well, Pod's not going to be there, but, you know, like, Margot Kidder's going to be there, so you could just, like, flash Margot Kidder with the highest paid podcasters in Berwick.
Yep. I think that's a title worth having.
I think that is.
That is a title worth having.
Anyway.
But yeah, we do this for free.
Yeah.
But I'm 100% on that. I love
Hell yeah. I mean, the guy's worked hard for it.
Oh, too right.
You know, I mean, he's made fuck knows how many movies now, but he's worked hard for it, and yeah, good on him.
And I'm looking forward to almost everything he's got coming out in the next couple of years, because he's got a shit ton of movies coming out in the next couple of years.
I'm actually
Baywatch.
Kind of looking forward to that.
Baywatch.
Yeah.
It looks fucking awesome.
Alright, steady on.
You know I've got a bit of a man boner for Zac Efron, so you know I'm all over that movie.
So was Lindsay getting pregnant again the day you see that movie?
Most likely. Yeah. Most likely.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Another bit I've got, Mel Gibson is back.
Oh, Givo. Oh, is this revenge movie thing?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, I saw a trailer for that.
Yeah, I watched that this afternoon.
Yeah.
It actually looks like it might be
Doesn't
all right. It's called Bloodfather.
Yeah.
It's out in the UK on October 7th. I'm not sure when it's out in the States. Probably around about the same kind of time.
It will be.
It looks a little bit Taken-y.
It does. It does. It's not a bad thing, though.
No, not at all. But it's about time he made a comeback. He's made some mistakes. He kind of said some fucked up shit, but who hasn't?
Well, to be fair, the fucked up shit.
Well, to be fair, we've never actually gone on an anti-Semitic rant on this podcast.
Not yet. Give it time. That's kind of why I don't do beer on the podcast.
But just in case your anti-Semitic tendencies escape your mouth.
Wow.
He's fucked up. He was a bit of an alky for a while. He's fucked up. He's hopefully cleaned himself up. I think it's time for a Mel Gibson comeback.
Yeah, I'm up for it. I did watch that trailer. It was a while back. It was the Epic Film guys who are on the Pod and Family. They reviewed the trailer on one of their episodes, and it got me kind of like, oh yeah, I want to see this trailer. And I watched the trailer, and it does look pretty badass. It does.
That was the first time I saw it today. It was on Den of Geek when I was looking for some news, and I think it looks all right.
It does.
I'll watch it. I'll give it a watch.
As long as it's not just a Taken sort of rip-off.
I don't think it's a rip-off. His daughter wasn't kidnapped in the trailer.
Does that mean anything nowadays?
Well, I don't know. Another thing I read on Den of Geek this afternoon was Laurie Holden, who played Andrea in The Walking Dead,
Oh, yes.
was at the Walker Stalker
Okay.
thing. And she was talking about her time on the show.
Yes.
Apparently, she was signed up, she had a contract that she was going to be on the show right until the very end of the show.
All right.
And
Because
then,
Andrea's still alive in the comic books.
Yeah.
Aye.
yeah. So she had like an 8-year deal or whatever.
All right.
And then she got a phone call at 10 p.m. the night before she was going to be shooting, saying, Andrea's dying tomorrow. They didn't say anything else about it in the article. It was on Den of Geek, so I'm assuming it's true.
I'm almost...
But how fucking weird is that?
I'm almost sure I heard something about this. I think our good pal, our good buddy Hayes would probably be the one to ask. But
I was going to, because we're hopefully going to be doing
Yeah.
an episode with him very soon, I was going to bring that up with him.
I am certain I heard something about that at the time. Though.
I know that Andrea was getting a lot of hate, which I didn't get.
I didn't get it either.
That apparently she was going to be saving Woodbury.
Right.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah, Woodbury with
The governor's
governor.
place,
Aye.
yeah. She was going to be saving that town after the governor died, and she was going to be living on. But it all got fucking changed at the last minute.
Aye, well,
That's messed up.
that is pretty messed up, but
And she was apparently in the process of buying a bloody house in Atlanta where they were filming.
that's not very nice.
Because she was signed up for 8 years, so she thought, oh fuck it, I'm going to move here.
Yeah,
And then they phone her up at 10 p.m. and say, you're dying tomorrow.
that's a bit messed up.
That's a bit shitty. That's a dick move.
That is a bit of a dick move, but I mean,
I suppose that's how it goes.
it's
but,
one of the
you know,
beautiful things about Walking Dead, though nobody is ever really safe, to be fair.
Yeah.
So I
I
can't
suppose
really...
it's like a lesson to not get pissed at the Christmas party and call Robert Kirkman a dick.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that's what she did.
it's not a good
You
move.
know.
It's not the best move. So on The Walking Dead, you posted the trailer.
I did.
I have not watched the trailer.
No,
Is it good?
I think it's good.
Does it show you anything?
No.
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 Oh, well, we'll not talk about that then.
I think it's good. I think it looks good. I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
the new season.
Yeah, I am looking... I'm looking forward to it. I posted up... I've not posted anything on Movie Pilot for a while, but I was quite bored the other day, so I wrote a little article. I was kind of like sitting there and I was thinking to myself, so when Walking Dead comes back, why should I really give two shits about the whole Negan scene with the bat and all that? So I was kind of trying to think of ways that they might get me straight back in and kind of just pull me back in, and I came up with an idea.
Oh.
Did you read my article?
No.
You bastard. How dare you, sir? Call yourself a co-host?
What are you doing that except for?
I don't know. I was trying to get my jukes up. Call yourself a co-host?
I was going to read it and then I forgot.
That's fine. Nobody else read it, so it's all right. It's literally sitting on 0 reads, so, whatever.
Oh.
I know, I do feel a bit shit, but no, it's got a couple. But I basically had this thought about how they had all that tension build up in the last episode, up until the point where you saw the slow kind of breaking down of Rick and all that, and he kind of just got like to the point where he was in the lineup and he was just like, and then somebody got battered and we didn't see it and it faded to black.
Yeah.
So, I know. So I was kind of like sitting there thinking, well, how do they win me back? How do they win me back? Because so help me fucking God, if they skip 3 months or 6 months ahead, I'm out. I'm not watching anymore.
Oh, no, surely not.
I'll be done with
Surely not.
But I also don't want it to open with the swinging of the bat scene either. So I was kind of like, how about they do like a governor? Remember there was like 3 episodes where they kept pissing off to the governor, or was it just 1 episode? And you saw what he'd done.
I think it was 2 episodes, wasn't it?
2 episodes.
I think so.
So I was kind of like thinking, well, how about they show us the season finale of last year, but from Negan and the Saviour's point of view? Building it up, showing you how they rallied the troops to go and beat all those roadblocks, and showing you the gradual anticipation of Negan getting a bit more excited because he's going to fucking bash cunt to someone, and just showing him getting more and more like, oh, this is amazing, everything's working. So whereas in the season finale we saw Rick breaking down, we see Negan pumping himself up to end the episode with him batting somebody over the head, and we get to fucking see it. It doesn't fade to black, and we don't come back next week. We get to see who dies. They need to give us that scene in like a fluid motion. And if they come back and say, previously on Walking Dead, and then it skips back 10 minutes and just shows you that scene again, I'm not going to be happy with that either. I need to build
I
up.
can see them doing that, to be honest with you. I love your idea.
I can see them doing it.
I love the fuck out of your idea, man. But I can see them like skipping back to the start of that scene and just finishing off because they're filming it right now.
Yeah.
Is that right? I'm surprised we've not had photos from set with...
Give it time. Give it time. It will happen.
Well, I mean, to be fair, though, they're doing better than Game of Thrones.
Yeah. My idea won't happen. I know it won't happen.
I love that idea, but I can't see it happening, though.
It's sort of like a season finale we deserve, and it's a scene that we deserve to see in its entirety. But you can't just show us that scene now. You have to build us up for that scene. The way you built us up in the season finale and screwed us over royally.
It was a big fuck job.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
It was a kick in the dick. So,
it was.
You know. But that was just me, and that was my idea.
Yeah. I mean, even I think I probably mentioned this on the Talking Heads episodes. In fact, I probably didn't actually. But you know, I rewatched the episode with my with my dad, and he was like, "Is that fucking it?" So yeah, they need to bring it back, and they need to bring it back huge.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And I thought that was a nice little cheeky way of giving us the finale we deserved, and then not fading to black. So that was that.
That was the news.
That was the news.
Yeah.
Definitely. And we will play a cheeky quick promo, and then we'll be back for reviews. News and reviews.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum!
Astro Radio Z is a horror, cult, exploitation film podcast hosted by me, Derek Carey. I was one of those monster kids growing up. The one that used to sit in the back end of that video store and scour over every single last film cover you saw back there. From the slashers to the monsters to the sleazy stuff. Yeah, I was freaking obsessed. And I still am. So much so I became a filmmaker myself. Now I bring on all my filmmaker friends, critics, musicians, and any other fans of the dark arts, which are horror, exploitation, and cult film. Are you one of these people? Then tune in and listen to my show, Astro Radio Z.
Still love that promo.
You know I'm going to do that every time. Yeah. That's just like my thing now.
And you still do your head banging thing every time as well.
I do.
Yeah.
And
that's fine. It's okay. I've got nothing against that.
I still have the image of Ruggs in my head doing it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I think of when I'm doing that. So this is our little review section. Because we kind of thought we weren't doing that many reviews. So
yeah. You were right what you said the last episode. We were still talking about movies, but we weren't really reviewing any movies.
No.
So yeah, we'll talk about, you know, like what we've been watching first of all, will we?
Yeah.
So what have you been watching?
Doctor Who.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about that later.
Yeah, we're going to.
I'll be perfectly honest, I haven't really been watching very much. Lindsay's kind of had control of the TV right now, and I am not arguing with a pregnant woman.
No.
So I've been at her mercy. And I've been watching a shitty show called Revenge. Like
I've never. I thought you meant the Sarah Michelle Gellar show where,
which I still can't think what that's
she
called.
Played her own twin.
Yeah, is that not like called Retribution or some pish like
something
that?
Thereabouts?
Or Mirror's Edge, or I don't know.
It's not Mirror's Edge. That's a computer game.
Doppelgangers Inc. or something. I don't know.
Buffy's twin.
Yeah.
I'll do
I mean, no. Don't ever watch this. No. Revenge. It's ridiculously good looking people being ridiculously good looking. There's like a murder thing going on, and she's trying to screw everyone over. It's Sharon Carter from Civil War.
Aye.
She's like the main. She can't carry a TV show. I'm sorry, she can't.
She can barely be in a movie, to be honest.
And Madeline Stowe is in it, and the guy that played Jarvis in the Peggy Carter TV show. He's in it, which is quite ironic because he is like shagging Sharon Carter, and everybody's given Chris Evans shit for shagging Peggy Carter and then Sharon Carter. He shagged Sharon Carter and then made Peggy Carter and shagged Peggy Carter.
I'm confused.
Exactly. imagine my brain when I was watching it, I was like, whoa, like, no.
Or are you just inventing shit so you don't have to pay attention to the show?
Pretty much. Just inventing fan fiction as I go.
So you're like, oh, what if Jarvis in this show is like timey-wimey, and then you never see and he was in the TARDIS because you've been watching Doctor Who, and he's in the TARDIS, and then he's back in time, and he's like Captain America's dad.
Yep. This is one of the worst programs I've ever had the displeasure of sitting through. Lindsay loves it though, so you know.
Wow. Yeah, you're not going to argue with Lindsay right now.
Oh no, you cannot get
Bless
that control.
her.
You can't take that control off her. But you know, she's going to pop any day.
Honestly,
so.
I don't know how you've not been killed. Because you know I love you, but you're an annoying prick at the best of times.
Exactly. But she has promised that she's going to move on to Castle, which apparently is really good, so I might get to watch Castle.
I did tell her before we started recording to give a show called How to Get Away with Murder a try. So yeah, season 1 is on Netflix. Hopefully season 2 won't be far behind it. Yeah. But I loved it.
I'll give it a go.
Yeah. There we go.
I'll give it a go.
So yeah, I've been watching a couple of shows.
Go for it.
Yeah, the first one is on Netflix right now. The new season's just went up a couple of weeks ago. It's Orange is the New Black. Now, have you ever watched this show?
You're not still watching that, are you?
I fucking love that show.
I watched season 1, I watched half of season 2, and then we gave up. It's just not Wentworth. I'm sorry, but it's just not Wentworth.
Well, no, it's not. It's more lighthearted than Wentworth. Yeah. But having said that, in this season, this is my favourite season to date.
Right. I think you say that every season.
I know. But spoilers ahead for the next little bit. But halfway through this season, Piper's kind of she's got her own business running in the prison, and basically what it is, the prison has sort of, what do you call it? They've outsourced to a lingerie company.
Ooh.
So Piper's business is selling knickers,
right,
the women have worn,
right,
to perverts.
Okay,
right.
That's a business model.
Yeah. So that started in the previous season, and it's carried over into this one. And basically, this season, I think is it season 5 or season 4? I can't remember. The latest season, anyway. Piper is kind of feeling like she's sort of top dog kind of thing.
Right.
She's no B, but she's feeling like she's top dog. She's kind of treating everyone like shite and all that. And basically, she ends up getting the sort of the white supremacist group to be her bodyguards.
And that's Taryn Manning, is it? Is she still in it? The little Jesus freak?
Yeah, she's still in it. That's not her though. She's not in with that.
All right.
She's not in with that anymore. But what happens is she gets dragged the fuck away by the people who are sort of opposing her, because she's in with the white supremacists. She gets dragged into the kitchen, and she gets pinned down, and she gets a fucking swastika branded onto her arm, and it is brutal as fuck. It's brilliant. I love that show.
Yeah, people are loving it. People are loving Orange, and I just couldn't get into it. I couldn't.
It's not for everyone. It's okay not to like a show. Don't worry.
Stop giving me that patronising bullshit about not liking a show just because I pissed you off with Game of Thrones. But yeah, I gave it a season and a half. She was whiny as fuck and just did my head in. And everybody else in it was really good. However, she's the main character. When the main character is the most unlikable person in the show, I just switch off.
Yeah, fair enough. That's okay. You know, I enjoy it, but if you don't enjoy it, that's fine.
A lot of people do.
You see?
a lot of people do. What else?
So from Netflix, I'm going to go to Amazon Prime.
Ooh.
Keeping it steady, keeping it equal.
None of these guys are paying us.
I know, but you never know. So a show that I've been watching,
I do know,
is a show called Turn: Washington Spies. This is I think it's AMC.
All right, is this the thing with Jamie Bell?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's got Baron Corbin in it as well.
Yeah, but Jamie Bell.
Yeah.
National treasure.
Sure, he is a national treasure, but so is Baron Corbin.
Is he?
Yeah,
is he a Brit?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was in Torchwood, man.
Lost on me.
Anyway, that's next.
Oh, fuck off. You can fuck right off.
But yeah, it's set during the American Revolution, or the ungrateful colonials' revolution.
You're going to live off that, aren't you?
That's for you, Matt. Not for you, Rick. Fuck you. Set during the American Revolution. And yeah, it's basically like a thriller.
Right.
So it's told from the point of view of both sides.
All right.
So it's not like the Brits are all evil, the Americans are all, salutey and good. It's told from both sides. The main antagonist is a British soldier, but he's fucking awesome and I want him to win. He's a horrible, horrible bastard, but I want him to win. I don't want him to die.
We always champion the bastards.
Oh, of course we do.
We always do.
Of course we do. But I love the show. It's twisty-turny as fuck. Jamie Bell is brilliant in it. He's not... it's season 3 is playing at the moment. There's a new episode every Wednesday, I think it is. I love it. I can't get enough of it.
Good.
And hopefully it's not going anymore. Yeah.
Turn. I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that.
Washington Spice. It's really, really good.
Yeah, it sounds good.
So, the last show that I've been watching...
There's one more. Mm-hmm. Go for it.
And this is a show that you got me into.
Yep.
It is Suits Season 5.
I don't know if I've seen this season.
Oh shit, I gave you a massive spoiler then.
When?
When I texted you the other night.
Well, about Mike getting arrested?
Yeah.
He's been arrested every other episode.
No, he's fucking not.
He has?
No, he's not.
He's constantly getting arrested.
Yeah, well, he's been locked up now. Spoilers.
Oh, right, I haven't seen that series.
Oh.
Nice one. Cheers, buddy.
Anyway.
It's fine, I'll still watch it. Me and Lindsay have been trying to find the time.
No, Mike went to jail at the end of the season.
It's about time, to be fair.
It is.
But is that not just so he can fuck off and be in Legends of Tomorrow?
Oh, is that what it is?
Probably.
Is he in there?
He's been cast in that, yeah.
Oh. Why the fuck would you give up Suits to be in that pile of crap?
I don't know.
That's upsetting.
It is upsetting if that's the case.
I don't like that. Season 6 is starting on Sky this week, so I finished Season 5 last night, and it was a great season.
And that is literally one of my favourite shows. I absolutely love that show.
It's up there with the best shows that you've recommended for me.
It is an amazing show. Gabriel Macht is just... He's another one I've got a massive lob on for. Oh man, he's such... If Ben Affleck ever does get the boot, he is my next Batman.
I would buy that.
100%. Although he's quite recognisable with that dodgy thing on his lip.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
not quite a hair lip.
No, but it's just like he's been cutting the mouth or something.
That's very Batman-y.
Very Batman-y. Maybe like somebody's trying to give him a Chelsea grin or something.
Dear me.
Or a Swansea smile, if you're from Wales. I don't know if that's a thing. Is Swansea in Wales?
Swansea's in Wales,
yeah. That's okay. I thought I'd fucked up with my geography there.
Oh, good for you.
But yeah, Suits, I'll definitely catch up with that soon enough. Is Lewis still awesome?
Lewis is still awesome. A complete fuck up, but he's awesome.
Yeah.
He's fucking useless.
You wouldn't have him any other way. Donna still got the nicest pins in the office?
Yes.
Excellent.
Joan is still better.
Oh, fuck Joan.
Joan from Mad Men. So yeah, that's the TV shows what I have been watching and stuff.
What and things. Mm-hmm. And we'll deal with mine later. Because Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Yep. So what next? What?
So I've watched 2 movies.
2 movies? Yeah. You're getting good at this movie watching thing.
I am, I know. Well, I've watched more than that, but it's like Jaws over and over again, you know. So.
Yeah, okay.
Jaws and Glengarry.
Yeah, you've got to have it on repeat.
Aye, and then sometimes Fanboys.
Yep.
So the first one was X-Men Apocalypse.
Why?
And I know.
Why on earth did you do this?
Because I was curious, and I wish I hadn't been curious.
You know what happened to the cat?
Why so curious?
You know what happened to the cat? What was curious?
Anyway, I wish I hadn't watched it.
I wish you hadn't watched it. I wish I hadn't watched it.
It had its moments.
I wish you'd watched it and I hadn't.
Yeah. It could have been good.
It's got potential.
It had its moments.
There's a movie in there.
You know, Nightcrawler was good.
Yep.
I couldn't decide. You know the scene with Quicksilver, where the school is about to explode. It's in the middle of exploding. I couldn't decide if I liked it or not.
No, it was terrible.
It didn't touch the scene in the last in Days of Future
Past.
Get near it. Didn't go near it. But there was bits where he was like stopping to have a drink of water that was floating in the air. It was like, do I like this or not?
They were just playing on it. They were playing on that first movie far too much, and it was just crap.
I saw exactly what you meant about Fassbender. Just make up your mind what the fuck you want to do with him. Make him a good guy, make him a bad guy. Ian McKellen, he was a bad guy.
Yeah.
Just make him a bad guy.
Essentially, Ian McKellen was always a bad guy.
He was more powerful than Apocalypse, which was bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
That's your big bad. But he was more powerful than Apocalypse. So, I don't know. It could have been good. Would I watch it again? Fuck no.
What did you think about the Guardians of the Galaxy ending? Because it's basically the same ending as Guardians of the Galaxy. He just kind of gets stuck in the middle, and they all start using their power at the same time. I know, like they all had powers that they used, but it was just like, we're stronger together because we're the Guardians of the Galaxy, motherfucker.
Or it was we're the Guardians of the Galaxy bit.
So yeah,
I wasn't convinced about Apocalypse at all. I will not watch it again. I was just curious as to what it would be like, but
terrible.
Yeah. So yeah, the other movie that I watched, it just went on to Sky Movies. I think it did anyway. And the movie is called Unfriended. Have you heard of this?
I want to say this is the Maisie Williams movie.
No.
The
Maisie Williams one, which by the way was better.
All right,
because it's Maisie Williams. The Maisie Williams one was like a TV movie,
right? Yes.
On Channel 4.
Yes, aye.
It was called Cyberbully.
I remember now.
Now, basically the premise of it is, Maisie Williams is like a standalone one.
Yeah.
It's just her.
Mm-hmm.
But Unfriended didn't have anyone so talented as Maisie Williams in it.
So
it's like
Sophie Turner in it.
Ha! Oh, oosh. Actually, you know what? Okay, let's just rewind a little bit. I don't think she deserved all the hate that she got for Apocalypse.
No, she did. She really did. She was absolutely abysmal in that movie.
I don't think she was.
I don't know.
Think she was all that bad.
I don't know if they were trying to play it off the way they were playing it off, but her interactions with those other kids in that movie were just ridiculous. None of them. They were all, oh no.
I don't think she was that bad.
They should have all been in like a CW show together, just sitting shooting the breeze, but like half as talented as half the cast in the CW show. Honestly, man, I don't think she was that bad, but that's just me. Personally, I think you're wrong. So,
but well, that's just you.
But it is okay to not like somebody's performance.
Exactly, don't patronise me though. So, the premise of Cyberbully, the Maisie Williams one, is the whole of the movie, if you will, is it's like just her. The camera is on her all of the time.
Yes.
So basically, her computer gets hacked. I'm not going to explain what it is. If you want to, I'm not going to give anyone spoilers for this Cyberbully movie because it's fucking awesome and I recommend everybody watch it. I remember everybody
going nuts about it.
It's on Sky, it's on all four. You can download it to your Sky box if you've got it connected to the internet. Watch it because Maisie Williams is so fucking good in it and it's a good story. But basically someone has committed suicide. The person who has hacked Maisie Williams' computer is involved with it and it's kind of like, did you ever watch An Inspector Calls?
No.
Okay, never mind then.
Wow, shut that down quick.
No, right. So it's like it's to do with the suicide and why. Mm-hmm. Now, Unfriended, Cyberbully is based on reality. Unfriended is more of like a fucking supernatural thing. It's the same premise where it basically starts off with a YouTube video of someone committing suicide.
Oh, it sounds really familiar.
Yeah.
I might have watched this.
And it's friends. It's like I think it's 4 or 5 four friends speaking on Skypes.
Yeah, I'm almost certain I've seen this.
And I mean, it's the same. It's the same idea. The whole premise of the movie is it's like the main character's screen, her computer screen. So like she's going back and forth to Google and you know and the like Safari and all that kind of shit. So that's the premise of the movie, but there's a supernatural aspect to the movie, which I mean, it was okay. I didn't find myself drifting off.
No.
I didn't fall asleep like I watched The Visit like to the M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
And I fell asleep during that because it was crap. I don't know why I gave him another chance, but that won't be happening again.
Yeah.
I didn't fall asleep. I watched the whole thing. I found myself watching it until the end, which I suppose is a good sign. It's basically the same thing as Cyberbully, except not one of them was as talented as Maisie Williams.
About the same level as Sophie Turner.
So, Kev, what have you been watching?
Well, I watched a pretty cool movie the other night. Me and Lindsay watched it, and it was the main reason behind the top 5 that we're going to be doing in about 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
We'll see how it goes.
In a little bit. It's based on a true story. It's a movie called The Finest Hours, and I think it came out the tail end of last year. Very much in the same vein as the movie The Perfect Storm with Marky Mark,
right.
Which is kind of why I put it on, because for some strange reason I was convinced Marky Mark was in it. And I said to Lindsay, I was like, oh, Marky Mark, awesome, love a bit of Marky Mark, let's watch this. When he's not playing Marky Mark's a good fucking actor. He is a good actor, to be fair. So we sat down to watch it. Imagine my surprise when Chris Pine comes on screen, and straight away I'm like, I'm so fucking in.
That's even better.
You know, I mean, he's awesome. I love a bit of Chris Pine.
That's even better, bro.
that's even better, bro. Yeah, okay. Less of that. Yeah, Chris Pine's in it, and it's a movie based on a true story, obviously, about the Pendleton, I think it's called. It's a ship called the Pendleton, and basically it's in a huge storm out to sea, and it snaps in half. The front end with the captain and all that goes down quickly. The back end with the engine on, all the grunts who work on the boat, they are in the back. So
wow.
They're just kind of floating around. So you've kind of got the story. It's a bit like there's an A and a B plot, where the A plot is pretty much they are trying to survive in the tail end of the boat and sort of like try and drift back to shore. And the cast inside that boat is just fucking phenomenal. Remember ER? Remember the secretary on the front desk in ER? The big guy, he was in like every episode. He was awesome. He's in it. He's great in it. Casey Affleck, who...
Good actor, yeah.
You know I love a bit of Casey Affleck. I mean, if it's got Affleck in the last name, I'm all over that shit. He was awesome in it. Remember the guy from True Blood Series 1? He ended up being the baddie. He had like the Cajun accent.
I know what you mean.
He's in it. Phenomenal in this movie. He's great. He's in the tail end of the boat as well. Graham McTavish, I want to say, he's a big Scotch guy. As soon as you see him, you'll recognise him straight away because he's an awesome actor as well. They were all brilliant. And then the B plot is like on shore. You've got the Coast Guard, Chris Pine obviously, and they want to go out and basically rescue them. They get given the smallest boat in the fleet kind of thing. So basically, they'll not even get past the first part of the storm, and that's kind of what they're hoping for. Like, they'll not even get past there, so, you know, and Eric Bana plays his captain.
Right.
And his captain's kind of like...
That's a fucking good cast.
Isn't it? He's like, you go out there and you do that, and you go and save them if you can, you know. So he has to go and pick a crew of like 4 people, and this boat can only hold 12. Bearing in mind, when they get to the boat they're going to try and save, there's like 30 people on there. So it's like, oh shit, you know. One of the guys he picks in the crew is Ben Foster. Again, you know I'm a huge fan of Ben Foster.
Remind me?
Archangel in the X-Men The Last Stand. Oh man, he's been in so much, like Alpha Dog. He was in that film. He was in a Marky Mark movie, Contraband.
Ooh, okay. I know what you mean now.
Was it Contraband? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Contraband.
I think I know what you mean.
You know Ben Foster. He's an awesome little actor, like... He's actually in one of my top 5s, so that's a bit of a spoiler for you. But yeah, so they basically go out against all the odds to try and save the boat and save the men on the boat. And I'll not go into any spoilers. It's a true story, so you know it's going to kind of be a slow burn. How often do you watch a true story and it's just balls out action? It doesn't happen very often. So
mostly if it's just a Michael Bay true story.
Exactly, yeah. So basically, it's a bit of a slow burn. Everybody's acting their nuts off, basically. Chris Pine is brilliant in it. However, even though Ben Foster doesn't have a lot to do, he wipes the floor with Chris Pine in every scene.
So you're saying he should have been Kirk?
No, he shouldn't have been Kirk. Well, Chris Pine's perfect Kirk. Eric Bana's just a bit of a prat in it. He's still good though, but it's more the guys on the boat. The shit they go through trying to keep that boat afloat is just something else.
That sounds good.
It's a good movie.
I will check that out.
Like I say, I only really watched it because I loved The Perfect Storm back in the day, and I thought, I loved that. I'll give this a watch.
I still enjoy that movie. I've not seen it for a wee while, but yeah, I still rate that movie.
It's a kind of one of the first movies I kind of saw George Clooney in as well, and thought, he's all right. He's he might have some chops about him. He's not just the guy from ER. That and Three Kings. Because they came out
what movie
roughly.
I always thought he was underrated in was The Peacemaker. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember
Had
that.
Nicole Kidman in it.
It was a terrible movie.
I liked it.
No, it was
I actually
a
saw that in the
terrible
cinema.
Wow.
Or in theatres.
Theatres.
Mm-hmm.
Theatres.
Why do Americans say that?
I have
That
no
always
idea.
confuses me.
I have no idea.
Because
But
the theatre for us is, like artsy factory
it's
stuff.
like a 3D movie. It's a play.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what the theatre is.
Okay, I'm just checking.
Treading the boards and what.
I didn't want to. We're buddies with Ian McNeice, so
You know what other movie George Clooney was in that Lindsay was watching the tail end of the other day? Actually, she watched most of it, and I sat there and I thought, how did this man have a career past this movie? Was One Fine Day with George Clooney and Michelle Pfeiffer.
I have heard of it. I've never seen it though.
Wow. If ever two people did not have chemistry, it is those two people. Michelle Pfeiffer and George Clooney, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to see it.
Probably made sense at the time, though.
It probably did.
Yeah.
At that point, he was pretty much working with anyone, so Nicole Kidman and The Peacemaker.
I liked it. So shut up. Yeah.
If you want to see a really good George Clooney, go really far back to, was it Return of the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes?
Oh, Jesus.
Absolutely amazing. I truly believe, although I'm probably wrong if you check IMDb with your dates, but Wayne's World ripped off that movie. Totally ripped off that movie. But Wayne's World did it a bit better.
They probably did, but yeah. I think I have seen at least part of that movie.
It's amazing.
Just again out of curiosity.
It's amazing. I absolutely love that film. It's so stupid that it's amazing. Halfway through the movie, they run out of budget. They actually run out of budget, so they start having to promote things on screen. So they're sitting having a conversation, and they go cut. You didn't do and then
so they break the fourth wall in it.
So they break the fourth wall quite a bit, and then they have to redo the scene, but this time there's a bowl of cornflakes in the shot, and it's just such an amazing movie. I love that film.
I can't remember any of that shit. I probably put it off.
No, you shouldn't have.
This is before I started enjoying bad movies.
Aye. Well, You know what? A bad movie is a good movie for life.
But speaking of bad movies, in the last episode you reviewed Sharknado.
Yep.
And in a couple of weeks' time, Sharknado 4, man.
You know what? I've got some catching up to do if I'm going to watch that.
Well, you have. Are you going to be watching it?
Nope.
Oh, dear me.
Nope.
What about all the cameos?
I haven't seen the other two. I would be totally I'd be out of the loop.
Yeah, it's not Star Wars.
I wouldn't know what was happening.
It's not Bourne.
Is Seth Rollins not in this one? I'm sure he's doing
yes,
a cameo, isn't he?
Yes, he is. John Ruffhead pointed that out to us, didn't he?
Quick note on that though. On Raw, fucking best segment of Raw
the
ever.
Rollins report. Yeah,
that was unbelievable, and it was when he was doing the whole but you cheated and all that, and then he just cuts to Rollins and he's like to Reigns, and he's kind of like, I did it. I did it.
And then when he said, so what do you think of Dean Ambrose being the champion? Oh, the thought of that makes me feel sick.
Makes me want to puke.
But it was the little caption under his name.
Aye.
I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm a suspended guy. That was fantastic.
I mean, that's not for us. That's for another damn wrestling show. But
I don't think Rick mentioned that, though, did he?
That was fucking awesome. I really enjoyed that.
I don't think Rick did mention that.
I had to hang in there.
Very unprofessional, Rick.
It is, Rick, considering it was the best part of the show. So,
maybe you should take less time pointing out guys who innocently went to see Beyonce live and spend more time watching Raw, motherfucker.
Ooh.
Do your work.
Shots
do
fired.
The work.
Shots fired.
Matt would have done it.
Anything else?
No.
So do you have any other cheeky little reviews before we move on?
I do not. I'm looking forward to this top 5.
Are you looking forward to this top 5?
Yeah, yep.
Well, before we go on to that, we will play another cheeky little promo, because that's like just what we do.
Yeah.
Hey guys, this is Nick from the Epic Film Guys podcast, and you are listening to the 365 Flicks podcast. Not only your source for great movie news, outside of our own podcast, of course, but also your source for everything from The Walking Dead. And all of this comes from a pissy ex-video store clerk and a Scottish Whedon whore. Your vocal heroes of pissy opinion. It is, again, the 365 Flicks podcast. Please jump over to iTunes and give them a rating and follow them on Twitter at 365 Flicks Pod. And now here's a little taste of what the Epic Film Guys podcast is all about.
Even when the composer wasn't that great, they were like no-namers, but they come up with these iconic themes, which
even films
you
that
get
are complete,
in your head.
Even films that are complete shitfests, like
garbage.
Stallone's Judge Dredd. Dun, 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 dun. Like that theme is so iconic, it sticks
Don't
right in
call
your
that
head.
movie shit. We both know that's your favorite movie of all time. All right,
It definitely is one of them. I will readily admit to that.
a little bit. Let's put a little more lighthearted feel in this.
What are you doing
retrospect.
down there, Judge Hershey?
Waiting for backup. Hey, Diane Lane.
here.
Diane Lane, man.
And that was the Epic Film Guys.
Dun, dun, dun,
It's,
dun, dun,
you know what it is?
I love that bit.
It's quite hard going back into this with a little bit of piano in the background, and
Oh, classy, isn't it?
it kind of classies up our podcast.
Just about I'm on the show.
To bring it back down.
You'd be fine. Oh, dare you?
And I wanted to play them because I love the Epic Film Guys. I've been speaking
Yeah,
to
all right, definitely.
I believe I've been speaking to Nick quite a bit on the direct messages lately, and they have done an audio commentary track for the original 1984 Ghostbusters.
Wow.
It's on their feed, so have a little listen. I've not listened to it myself yet. I've queued it up, just not listened. And yeah, you should have a listen to that because it might be of interest.
I will.
But yeah, so just everybody go and have a listen to them. They are awesome, and it's Epic Film Guys. Part of the Podden family.
Happy days.
So,
So,
top 5 time. Top 5 time.
don't do that.
That was a good intro.
Don't do that.
No?
No.
Okay.
So it's top 5. Top 5.
Top 5, top 5.
Top 5.
Is that, top 5. Give me the raw. Do the raw.
Yep. So,
Yeah, fuck me.
top 5 this week.
I really feel it when I'm not drinking the alcohol.
Yeah, no, I'm drinking the alcohol and I'm feeling your pain. So the top 5 on this episode is top 5 movies based on real life events.
Yay.
Now, Kev has just told me that he's not actually picked his yet.
No, I have a list. I just haven't
Picked them.
picked them.
So what? So you've not actually picked them, you could say.
You could say that.
Yeah.
You might say that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So will I go first then?
You can go first with your number 5.
Okay.
Chief.
I like that.
Mhm.
Or champ.
Champ, if that's what you want to be. Champ.
Champ.
Champ kind. Whammy! Anchorman. Crack on.
Anyway, my number 5 is Captain Phillips.
Captain Phillips. Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Yay! I almost actually didn't pick that.
I almost didn't pick that either. Somebody reminded me of it, and it was. I had it like last night. I had written out a list of all the movies that I could think of. Most of them are actually a good 80% of them are in my Blu-ray collection. Yeah, that's why I struggled because there was about fucking 20 odd in the thing. But yeah, I completely forgot about Captain Phillips.
Yeah.
I think somebody's borrowed it. I know who. Fucking Paul Byrne has borrowed it, and he's not given me it back yet.
Called out.
Yeah. Son of a bitch. So
I did like that movie. I did. When I first put it on, I wasn't that into it. But as the movie gets going, it's a good ass movie. Like,
it is a good ass movie.
It is.
I mean, it's not a big explosive-y, action-packed movie or anything like that. I mean, it's got action in it. It's got some good drama in it. Tom Hanks is just being Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
I think with me personally, Tom Hanks now he doesn't do as many movies now, but I think he's at the point of his career where he's been very picky.
Yeah, because back in the day, and I'll be completely honest with you, I never realised this until I went onto his IMDb. But back in the day, he seemed to just do anything.
Yeah.
He seemed to just be like shit in a field.
Do you think maybe he did that Cloud Atlas and then he thought, okay, right, that's enough of doing anything.
It's time to start choosing.
Yeah, because look what happened here, Tom.
Yeah. I think he's been that way for a while.
I think it was like, you know, that sort of Family Guy where Peter Griffith's looking at himself in the mirror and he's going, "You're a whore."
I don't think Tom Hanks has quite got there yet.
No, not even after Cloud Atlas.
If ever it was going to be, it would be The Terminal. Because
I never saw
Christ.
that. That was with Catherine Zeta-Jones, wasn't it?
Oh yes, she was all up in that movie.
I never saw that one. But yeah, so I think he maybe is being more picky with his roles, and why not? I mean, he's paid his dues. But Captain Phillips is a cracking movie. It's directed by Paul Greengrass, who is a fucking awesome director.
He is.
And you know, I like a movie that makes me cry.
Yeah,
or makes me well up.
You do. Doesn't happen often because you're a cold hard sumbitch.
I wouldn't say that. It's just you're a massive fucking pussy.
That as well.
Yeah,
that as well.
But you know the bit at the end of the movie, and we're going to be talking spoilers here for these movies, by the way. People, don't get pissy on us. But at the end of the movie, once he's been rescued, and he's in the the med bay.
Yes.
Like the nurses sort of checking him over and stuff like that, and he's trying to hold it together.
Mm-hmm.
But he can't. He fucking breaks down.
Yep.
Oh my Christ! I was fucking crying like a little bitch at that point.
Does he not break down because he left Wilson behind though?
No, that's a different movie. You're getting confused there.
I know.
That's what's happened. Do you see?
I know.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
So that's my number 5.
That's your number 5.
Yep.
Well, my number 5, and this was always going to be my number 5, by the way. I didn't just pick this on the fly. My number 5 is a movie that stars Hayden Christensen.
Revenge of the Sith.
No, because that's not a true life story.
It could. Well, it happened a long time ago in Galaxy Far, Far Away. Do you see?
It is him. It is Anakin Skywalker, and it's a movie called Shattered Glass. I think I've tried to get you to watch this before, and you weren't too keen. It's a movie in which he plays a journalist.
Right.
And he works for basically the newspaper that is on Air Force One. So it's like the presidential sort of magazine that he reads. And he's like such a likable guy, and he's always trying to be nice to everybody. The way the movie is, like the way it's filmed, the way it's shot, it's a great little, like, sort of does little jump cuts and all that. It was actually the first ever movie after the Star Wars trilogy that it was like, fuck me, if Hayden Christensen actually chose some decent roles instead of just being a little whore boy. Like, he's got it, like...
A little whore boy.
He has got it. He's got some chops on him. The other star of the movie was, I want to say Peter Skarsgård or Sarsgaard. You know the one I'm talking about. He's a brilliant little actor.
Is that Eric's dad?
Possibly. I don't know. I can't remember. You've seen him in stuff. He was in... funnily enough, the only movie I can think of right now is Green Lantern. He was the baddie in Green Lantern, the Ryan Reynolds movie. It was him anyway. They both play amazing parts, but the spoiler of the movie is that he is this amazing journalist, writes these amazing stories, everybody loves him, and then it turns out he's faking it.
Yeah.
Like, all the stories he's writing are just pure lies. The way they kind of start breaking down the lies and they start realising how everybody in the office was done by him, because it's like... You write your story and then it goes to the checkers and then it gets checked by the checkers and then the checkers check the checkers and it's like, how the fuck did he get away with it for so long?
So it's basically like the Newsroom Season 3.
Basically, yeah. It's like, how... Well, exactly, it is the Newsroom Season 3. It's such a good movie.
Awesome, by the way.
It was. It's an amazing little movie. It didn't do very well. It didn't set the world on fire.
Are you sure you've told me about that before?
I think I have. I'm pretty sure I have. Because I keep trying to convince people that there is an actor in there.
Was it made me drunk?
Probably.
Go with the odds.
Yeah, go with the odds.
Yep.
So yeah, Shattered Glass, if you get a chance, watch it. It's a great movie.
Okay.
And he puts in a good part for a change.
At least he didn't go off the rails. And
On that note, though, right, Takers. Have you ever seen Takers?
No.
He's in that as well. It's not a true story movie. He's in that as well with like Chris Brown.
The hitty guy.
The names are the hitty. Oh, yeah.
Allegedly.
The names are really like...
allegedly, is it?
The names are not hitting us quite so much right now, but...
Not like Chris Brown.
It's like a young cast of guys who commit crimes.
They're not hitting you like Chris Brown.
Watch it.
Right.
Just look for Takers, watch it. It's good.
Right.
You'll love it.
I'm not watching it if Chris Brown's
Shut up, man. You know what it is? Now that I think of it, I'm not even sure he's in that. So you've just been sat there slagging him off for no reason.
Well, you started it. You said Chris Brown.
Yeah, Beyonce. Come on.
To be honest, he didn't hit anyone.
Yeah.
I
I
didn't get that close to the... So, my number 4. And I've had to hobby... I've really had to hobby my number 4.
This is bad.
You could say I've hobbied it like a bastard.
Okay.
Okay, so my hobby of number 4 is they're all war movies.
All right, I'll give you that.
So my number 4 is Downfall / Unbroken / The Railway Man.
Okay.
Because better come on sweet, got to.
Yep.
Got to represent.
Got to. Represent!
Mm-hmm. I was going to say a word there, but I'm not going to. / Saving Private Ryan.
Yep.
/ Schindler's List.
Ooh.
What?
It's not really a true story.
Because it's a fucking true story.
Okay.
Well, it's a true story.
Okay.
/ Valkyrie.
Okay.
So that's my number 4.
All right.
They're all good movies. I own all of them apart from Schindler's List because I don't watch that movie very often. It's depressing.
Bit boring.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all good movies. They're all war movies. You can't beat a war movie.
You can't. I have a war movie in my top 5, and thank God you didn't just wipe it off with your hobby number 4.
I blaked that.
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
That was world class blakage.
Okay.
That was.
Okay. So yeah, I do apologise about that, but I just wasn't willing to take any of them off of my list. So that's my number 4. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about each individual film except for Downfall, which is a fucking awesome movie, and everybody should watch that. I don't think many Americans will have seen that because they've got subtitles and they've got the ADHD. So, so they'll be watching it and go, look, shiny, Donald Trump, shiny. And so I don't think many of them will have seen that. So I think I've offended enough people with my number 4. So what's yours?
My number 4 won't offend anyone, I hope.
Disappointing that.
My number 4 is I had to hobby this myself. Yeah.
Dare you?
Because I wanted both of these movies. Both of these movies are awesome, but I couldn't have one and not the other. So they both went at number 4. And the first one is Coach Carter. You had to expect that was going to be on my list because just, the thing on the arm, the tattoo. Love Coach Carter, absolutely amazing. But I also couldn't leave off Antoine Fisher. Did you ever see Antoine Fisher?
I have never heard of that.
It was Denzel Washington's directorial debut. He's also in it. It's about a guy called Antoine Fisher. It's written by Antoine Fisher. This kid who grew up in foster homes, would you believe?
Okay, I can see where that was. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Call me out on that one. No.
Fuck off.
For those who don't know, we've probably glossed over it from time to time. I grew up in the system, and Antoine Fisher is one of those movies that when I did watch it, although I can't relate to everything that happens to him in this movie, so don't go and watch it and think I'm a fucked up, messed up, broken child. It didn't all happen to me.
Not all the way. You have been playing fucking Pokemon.
Yeah, so. Well, I have. It just touched me in a very private, special way.
Whoa, shit.
No, not my privates, all right? A private, special way. It's a great movie. Denzel Washington is fucking immense in it. The kid that plays Anton Fisher is... Oh, man, what the hell was the kid's name? He was in... Did you ever see Biker Boys?
No.
He's in Biker Boys. He's in quite a lot of stuff. He's Luke something or something. Derek Luke. Basically, there's this scene towards the end of the movie because Denzel plays a therapist in it as well. So he's trying to help the young kid get through his shit, basically, because the kid's joining the Navy and he's a bit of a fucking loose cannon, so Denzel's trying to calm him down kind of thing. And there's a scene where he goes to Denzel's house, he gives him a letter, and Denzel's kind of well, read it. And he's like, no, you read it and all that. So Denzel starts reading the letter out loud, and it's like a poem that the kid's written, and then halfway through the kid starts reciting the poem to him. And you know what I'm like. I am a massive melty bitch. Movies like that really hit me hard, and that scene is amazing. But in that scene, the camera cuts to Denzel's wife, and she doesn't say anything. There's nothing said. It's just a masterclass in acting, and that scene fucking breaks me. Every time I watch that movie, it breaks me. It's a great film. I implore everybody to watch it.
You know what? I will watch that. And a movie like that will you will identify with a movie like that. Not all of it, but you will identify with a movie like that. So I'm not going to take any points away from you from greeting like a bastard at a movie like that. You're all right. You're fine.
And 100% when you watch that movie, you'll wonder why the fuck Derek Luke isn't in it everything. Because
I just told you that I cried at a movie about Somalian pirates. I've never been attacked by Somalian pirates.
You might do one day, though.
I might do.
You never know where life will take you.
I might cry at them and they will go away.
But yeah, Coach Carter, pretty much for the same reasons. It's just a movie that hits me hard. For completely different reasons than Tom Fisher, but Tom Fisher, no way I was leaving that off my list.
Fair enough.
And Denzel has got some directing chops as well as acting chops as far as that movie goes. It's a great movie.
Is it a recent movie?
No, we're talking a long time ago now.
I didn't actually know he directed anything. You know that?
Yeah, that was his first one. I'm pretty sure he's done more. He's done at least one more.
Right.
But that was the first one he did, and it's a very, very personal story. It's great. It is great. So yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I got serious for a minute.
That's all right. Don't worry about it.
So you're number 3.
Don't worry about it. My number 3 is a movie starring Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh, I knew this was coming.
But it's not the movie you think.
Well, really, I thought you were going to hold me this as well.
No, I was going to, but I didn't, which I'll explain when I get to honourable mentions. The movie that I chose for this is Lincoln.
All right. I thought you were going to go My Left Foot.
I've actually never seen that.
Have you not? Oh, well.
No.
It's the one he won the Oscar for.
Yeah.
Sorry, his first Oscar for.
Is that the one he didn't go full retard?
No, he didn't go full retard, no.
Right.
It was more just his foot was a bit retard.
Okay.
You
You never go full retard.
No, you never do that.
No. I love that movie.
Yeah. I know you do. I
mean, I think everybody should watch that movie. There'll be people like Paul Byrne who are awkward pricks.
Yeah.
Who won't watch the movie. If anybody doesn't know what the movie's about, it's about them trying to get the first Civil Rights Amendment through Congress.
Say its name. Say the proper name for it.
Second Amendment?
No, is it not? Did they not call it the Emancipation Proclamation?
No, that was during the Civil War.
Oh, was it?
The Emancipation Proclamation was done during the Civil War.
I only wanted to say that because it makes me think of South Park. I'm sorry, I don't listen to hip hop.
No, the story is he wanted to get an actual amendment.
Oh, right, yeah.
Done before the Civil War ended, so it's set to what at the end of the Civil War, where the Union have basically won the war.
Right.
But he wants to get the amendment through before the war ends, because if he doesn't, then the people that he set, the black guys and black men and women that he set free during with the Emancipation Proclamation, God damn you for saying that, will basically become property again.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get this through after the war ends, because the proclamation, I'm not going to say that word again, is only for during the war.
No. Aye.
It's a fucking good movie. I mean, you've got James Spader in there. There's,
Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones is in
Sally
there.
Field.
Sally Field is fantastic in it.
She's great in it.
And it's
Joseph
a damn.
Gordon-Levitt.
Yes, he plays his son. It's a damn fine movie.
Yeah.
And Daniel Day-Lewis as well. So you can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong with a bit of Daniel Day.
But Sally Field holds her own.
Yeah.
With Daniel Day-Lewis.
She does. You've
seen the movie.
Was she not up for it as well?
You saw the movie before I did.
I did. Yeah. It's a great movie.
So she holds her own with Daniel Day-Lewis, which is not an easy thing to do.
The thing about Daniel Day-Lewis is I always kind of wonder if how on Django Unchained, when Leo kind of put his hand on the glass and broke his hand,
cut his hand,
broke his skin basically.
Yeah.
He bled all over the place, and
then he when he wipes his hand on the woman's face. That was all one cut, wasn't it?
It was
all
the
same cut.
It was all one take and all one cut.
Ew.
Because Tarantino must have been sat there watching the screen, and he said it in the documentaries and all that, where the guys beside him were going, do we cut? Look what's happening here. And he was like, no, just let him go with it,
I think he had a gun in his hand.
I always think that about, Daniel Day-Lewis. Did the directors just sit there and just watch him and then just be like, just forget to cut? Because in Lincoln, there's a lot of scenes where he kind of starts rambling on. I mean, it's not rambling.
But I think Daniel Day-Lewis is one of those method actors.
Yeah.
So he's in the character.
All the time.
So during Gangs of New York, he was Bill Cutton. You know, like Will Smith said...
I thought you were going to say Will Smith's a method actor there.
No. No, Will Smith said... somebody asked him what was it like to work with Jared Leto. What's Jared Leto like?
Yeah.
And, what's his process of becoming the Joker? And I think Will Smith said, I've never actually met Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Because on set, he was the Joker.
Aye. Jared Leto's known for that, though.
Yeah.
He's quite that way.
But that's Daniel Day-Lewis. Like, I mean, I don't know if he was going about saying,
good no!
407 years ago
yeah.
kind of thing on the set of Lincoln, but that's about all I know.
He probably was.
But I'm not American, so I shouldn't know that shit.
He probably was.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my number 3.
I like it. I do like it. So, my number 3 is the war movie that I mentioned. And it's not necessarily a war movie per se. It's just set during, I think it was the Iraq War. And it is... Do you think you know it? Because I don't think you do.
Is it Jarhead?
No.
No, okay.
Jarhead nearly made it. I nearly hovered it with Jarhead because Jarhead's pretty cool.
It's Jarhead... See, that's the thing. Is it set during an event? Does that count? I don't think it does.
No, it's got to be like a true story.
Yeah.
Aye.
So Jarhead, I don't think was actually a true story.
I think it was.
Right.
I think it was.
Okay,
It was written by. I always forget his fucking name. Something Swafford, the character that Jake Gyllenhaal played. It was based on his diaries.
Right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
It's as real as it gets.
Yeah.
With a fucking, was it Sam Mendes twist? I'm sure that was his movie. But yeah, anyway, no.
So you go. Yeah,
that
go,
wasn't
go.
my movie. My movie is Lone Survivor.
Marky Mark.
The one with the 4 soldiers.
Oh, okay, cool. I like that movie.
I love the movie, not so much for the content of the movie, because it gets a bit fucking nuts, to be fair. Like, as much as I would like to believe that whole thing was true, there's some shit they go through that it's like, no, you're not surviving that, so just fuck off. But apparently it is a completely true story, and it's more the actors that are in it. You've got Emil Hirsch, who I can't get enough of. He doesn't make enough movies. Ben Foster, as I said earlier, he's in it. Taylor Kitsch actually is very good in it. Marky Mark's phenomenal in it. And of course, it's directed by Peter Berg, who pretty much created Friday Night Lights, the TV show, and the Friday Night Lights movie. But
wait, there's a movie?
Yeah.
Is there?
There was a movie before the TV show. He made the movie with Billy Bob Thornton, and then he made the TV show.
Was the movie called Friday Night Lights?
Yep.
Huh.
Aye.
I did not know that.
Which is actually based on a true story as well. So, that could have been in there, but it wasn't. So,
all right.
Yeah, I love Lone Survivor. They go through fucking hell. I wanted to put a war movie in there, and that was... I didn't want to put Black Hawk Down in, because that's just...
I thought you were going to put Black Hawk Down in your movie.
I didn't,
in your list.
I really wanted to, but at the same time I didn't, because it's very fantastical.
Now, I know you love that movie. I don't rate that movie.
No, you don't like it at all.
I think it's overrated.
How though?
Because it's just a load of just over the top, explodey fucking, God bless America fucking wank.
It is very fantastical.
I can't. I rewatched
Everybody's in it.
I don't care. I rewatched it a little while ago when I got the Sky Movies back in. I thought, oh, you know what? I've not watched that in a long time, and I was watching it just practically rolling my eyes like I was having a stroke the whole time. I wasn't having a stroke, but yeah. So that's a good movie. I like.
In the same vein as Black Hawk Down, it is a bit fantastical at moments. Like I said, there's bits like when they go to rescue them, and the fucking RPG kind of goes into the helicopter, and that you are kind of sat there thinking, but like it is a great movie. And I love Peter Berg's directing. He's a fantastic director. So yeah, I went with Lone Survivor because that was my war movie.
Fair enough. So yeah, you're kind of making me look like a bit of a girl here. Because you've picked a nice manly movie,
okay,
for your number 3. But my number 2, it's not really. It's another Tom Hanks movie.
I was going to say Babe. I thought you were going to say Babe Pig in the City.
That's never a true story, is it?
It probably is.
Wow, shit. Yeah, I've mentioned this movie quite a lot to you. I don't know if you've watched it yet. It is a true story. The movie has Tom Hanks in it. It's got Emma Thompson in it. And the movie is Saving Mr. Banks.
No, I've not watched it.
If anybody doesn't know what the movie is, it's set in the 1960s. It's Walt Disney trying to get the right to the story of Mary Poppins, which doesn't sound manly at all.
No, it doesn't.
Compared to your war movie. So I'll just... so, Rick, I bow to you.
You massive bitch.
Hello. Fuck off. It's a good movie. It's well acted. Again, it made me well up like a bitch at the end.
Mm-hmm. You have told me this before.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a movie that I can't recommend enough. It really is.
Yeah, I'll let you have that. I've not seen it yet. I don't really have much of an inclination to watch it, but I'm sure one day it'll be on and I'll watch it. And
just, you know what, performance-wise, I would recommend it to you. And if you're worried about being manly, my dad has watched it and he enjoyed it.
And he's a big man.
He is a big man.
He's a very big man.
So, you know, there you go.
My number 2.
Mm-hmm.
I've got one thing to ask you.
Oh, are you ready?
No. One thing to ask you. What do you see when you look in the mirror?
Hit my music.
What do you see when you look in the mirror? Because I see pride, I see power.
Oh, shit. Okay, right, okay.
I see a badass mother who don't take a no shit off of nobody. Number 2, Cool Runnings.
Okay.
I had to.
Fair enough.
Cool Runnings is one of those movies that I saw as a child, loved as a child, and as a man, I still get a kick out of it.
That wasn't on my list, but I do love that movie.
It very nearly wasn't on my list because I was just kind of like, nah. But you can't deny it's a fucking great movie. And yeah. And interestingly enough, I was watching Eddie the Eagle. Have you seen that yet?
I've not seen that yet, no.
I was watching that a wee while ago, and it's about, obviously, Eddie the Eagle, who does the ski jumping.
I've heard that our boy Taron is fucking good in it.
He's great in it. And there's a quick scene in that movie, because he's not doing as well as he might hope, but it's more like triumph over like adversity sort of thing. Like nobody wants him there, so he does well, and that's, woohoo,
Okay.
But it's set at the same Olympics as the Cool Runnings Olympics. So you get a little scene halfway through the movie where somebody mentions like the four Jamaicans in the bobsleigh.
All right, cool.
And straight away I was like, I'm going to go and watch Cool Runnings.
That's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
We put Cool Runnings on and I was like, that's awesome. I loved it. I think it's a great movie. You cannot beat a bit of Cool Runnings.
Fair enough. I have no arguments with you.
Do you want to kiss my lucky egg? No. Do you know what a kiss my lucky egg?
No.
No.
I do not.
You know what it is, right? I was planning that in my head, and I went with the mirror thing. I see pride, I see power, but really, I just wanted to sit here and go, some people say that they don't believe. Jamaica, we got a bobsleigh team. No.
That's fine.
Okay. Let's crack on. What's your number one?
I'm aware of what you're saying. So before we get to number ones, will we do some...
Yeah, we got quite a few.
Listener feedback? Yeah, we did get quite a few, and thank you for getting involved, everyone.
I would like to start, because we got one on Twitter from a new listener. And
go for it.
First time ever poop shooter. Reggie on the Twitter. This is the guy from Weird Science.
Okay.
He sent in his favourite... based on a real life story, and it was called Reptilicus. It was about the time a giant lizard destroyed Copenhagen.
Okay.
So apparently that happened. And I did send him a message back saying that basically I was about to call bullshit on this film, but then I remembered that, I saw it on the news. I didn't, I was lying. And he says, yeah, a lot of people missed it because it happened the same day that Kim Kardashian had a poo.
Oh, Jesus.
So yeah, that's the kind of feedback we're going to be getting from Reggie.
That's annoying. Not the feedback, no, just Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so let's do some feedback. So the first one, Brigger said Hitch.
Oh, he loves that movie, doesn't he?
Does love that movie. Yeah. Yep. Then I think maybe he was joking, and he said Apollo 13.
Well, he was joking that Apollo 13 was his favourite true life movie.
Maybe.
Right.
I think maybe he thinks Hitch is a real movie.
I think he thinks Hitch is
that where he
real
gets
movie.
his moves?
Yeah, that is where he gets his moves.
That's where he got his 6 kids from, because he watched
Hitch. Hitch all the way.
Fair enough. Fair enough. He did also say as soon as there's a Kevin James biopic, he'll watch that like a bastard.
Of course he will.
Yep. Jeff said Tombstone, Apollo 13, Amadeus, and All the President's Men, and The Big Short. So thank you, Jeff.
I like Jeff's list. I do like Jeff's list. All the President's Men, is that just him, like, is he Hobie in that? And that's like any movie that's based on a president? Or is there a movie called All the President's Men?
Yes, there is. Yeah.
Okay, that's what it'll be then.
It had thingy in it, didn't it? Shit. Crap.
And our good old buddy Stuart Gibson, first time he's ever chimed in, says that Tombstone is awesome. One of his favourite movies.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done, him.
I can't think who it is.
Can we just crack on now?
Fuck it. So who else got involved there?
Tony Anthony from the Jock and Nerd, who he said his favourite movie based on a real life story is Batman vs Superman.
Well, shit.
Dawn of Justice.
Well,
now I honestly thought he didn't like that movie, so I'm quite glad to see that.
Well, I mean, I didn't think it was based on a real story, but if he's watched the movie so many times that it becomes real to him,
maybe that's what it is.
Then we won't quibble.
We will not quibble.
So, Anthony from Jock and Nerd, your favourite real-life movie, Batman vs Superman, you have that, my friend. You have that.
Tip of my hat to you, good sir. A good old buddy of mine, Ian Carpenter, he went with American Sniper.
Yeah, it's getting a lot of love.
That was that Bradley Cooper movie, wasn't it?
I enjoyed it.
I wasn't too keen because I couldn't understand a goddamn word the man was saying all the way through the movie.
Clean your ears out.
Clean your ears out. Imran, the other half of the Jock and Nerd, he came up with some good answers. He said Dog Day Afternoon, Pacino, I love that movie. The Untouchables, Malcolm X, Cool Runnings, and Catch Me If You Can.
Nice.
You like Catch Me If You Can? I thought that might be on your list.
No, it's not. Malcolm X, I enjoyed that, but I prefer Selma.
Never watched it.
It's good.
Never watched it. We also got a cheeky little one off Dev, but I can't find it anywhere.
I've got it here.
Big sexy Dev.
Dev said number 5, Apollo 13. Black.
Oh, did he actually send an actual list?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Apollo 13, number 5. Number 4, Black Hawk Down. Number 3, A League of Their Own. I thought that was a James Corden show. Number 2, Cool Runnings. And number 1, Wonderland.
Yeah, I completely forgot about Wonderland. Nearly went in my list, but I thought, you know what? I'll let Dev have his moment.
Fair enough.
And it was actually nice that he came up with an actual list. I didn't realise he had. That's touched my heart.
You replied to it?
Not to that one. I never replied to that one.
You did. You said, fuck Wonderland. Fuck, forgot Wonderland, Kev.
It's all out of order. It's all out of order, man.
Oh, you dingbat.
You're a dingbat.
Shut up. Anyway, so we also had some feedback from the lads at the Berwick Free Trade B team. Best pool team in Berwick.
Allegedly.
So Chris Meekin said American Sniper, Amityville Horror, and Nightmare on Elm Street.
Ooh. Really?
I know.
Is that a true story?
I know, but I said that to him because I had quite a long conversation with him, which is, I said, what, really, the Freddy Krueger movie?
Right.
At that tone? And, you know, the premise of the monster in your dreams, obviously not, but having said that, there is an actual condition,
right,
where people die in their sleep because of fright.
Right.
Wes Craven did actually say. Wait, let me find it here. Let me find it. Bygones.
Wes Craven, who God rest his soul, he's gone now.
Yeah, I know that.
I know.
That's why I said it. Yeah,
I know.
Okay. What inspired the movie? Along with the personal experiences from director Wes Craven, was a string of reports in the early times about the death of young, healthy immigrants from Cambodia. They died in their sleep after being terrified of going back to rest. Apparently, there's a medical name of the condition, sudden unexplained death syndrome.
Does that make that a true movie?
Well, let him away with it. He got involved, but let him away with it. Shut up. So Aaron said American Sniper. Paul Byrne, who we love it when Paul Byrne gets involved.
We do.
I bless him.
It tickles us.
So the 300.
Wait a minute. Right. Right.
Oh.
So 300 is 5. How many did he choose?
Oh, he chose a couple.
Right. Tropic Thunder.
That was set during Vietnam. You could say it was a true story.
Tropic Thunder on there?
No, Tropic Thunder wasn't in there.
Nah,
American History X.
Oh, yes.
That is a true story, apparently. It is. Yeah. Did he say another one? I can't remember. No, he didn't say another one. It's just the 2.
Oh, I really thought Tropic Thunder would be on there.
Yeah.
Because every top 5 we do, Tropic Thunder seems to be on his list in some capacity.
Well, we'll just give him Tropic Thunder anyway.
We'll just give him
his third pick was Tropic Thunder. There you go. So the other one that Chris Meekin chose was... Shit, I can't find it. Oh, yeah, The Railway Man.
The Railway Man.
Yeah.
Because Berk Puntweed.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. David from the Free Trade said Shawshank Redemption.
We got one more on the Twitter. It was Troy Spinner at Sugar Spinner. He said he doesn't know if it counts, but Dog Day Afternoon with Al Pacino. If not, Catch Me If You Can. And I said both count.
Yep, both count.
Both count.
Thank you.
So, what is your number one?
My number one, again, similar to Saving Mr. Banks, it's a movie that I've mentioned to you a lot. Again, another movie that made me cry. It's got Spider-Man in it, and also Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, totally
and
forgot about this movie.
The movie is The Impossible.
Yeah, spot on. Great movie. Yep. I completely forgot about that movie. That probably would have made it.
Would it have made it?
Because when I finally got around to watching it...
You have watched it now, yeah?
Oh, yeah, I've seen it now. And, yeah, like you say, the scene in the hospital when they just keep missing each other.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable.
Yeah, that's
unbelievable. Yep. And Tom Holland, Tom Holland is going somewhere. He's very much going somewhere. And maybe not in the Spider-Man movie, but that kid is going to just get so many more movies on the go.
I think, yeah, he's got a bright future.
He has got a bright future, and once he gets past the Spider-Man movies, it'll flourish.
Fuck you.
No, I'm not saying that he's not going to be good in it, and I'm not saying that movie's not going to be good. Spider-Man is going to be good, but outside of that movie, that franchise, that Marvelness, I think he's got a career.
I would say he's got more talent in him than playing a superhero. I don't want to sound like a prick, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Because, you're basically cashing in when you make these superhero movies now. You're not exactly going to be using your full acting ability because what can you do behind a suit? Yeah. So once the kid drops it doesn't drop it, but once he moves on to choosing his other movies and getting himself out there, he's going to be awesome. And The Impossible pretty much damn near proved that. It looks... Well, it was amazing.
It's a cracking movie. And you know what's weird is when I first saw the trailer for it, I thought, oh, God, that'll be shite.
I kind of thought the same thing. Hugh McGregor's great in it as well. But then Hugh McGregor's great in most things.
That was actually another bit that made me cry in it. When he phones his wife's parents.
He hangs up early kind of thing. Because he wants to save the battery or something. Yeah. It's just like, what on earth?
Yeah, so what's your number one?
My number one is more of a light-hearted number one because you've been bringing the whole conversation down with your teary greediness, and it is Almost Famous, the movie directed by Cameron Crowe, and it's all about the time of his life that he spent as a journalist for Rolling Stone, and it's a true story.
I have never heard of that movie.
It's a fantastic movie. Kate Hudson, quite a young Kate Hudson, looking sexy as fuck. Patrick Fugit plays the main character. He's great in that. He's in that new TV show Outcast. With the Genie. He's in that. It's literally as a child. Well, not as a child, but as a teen, he went and he spent time as a sort of a groupie / roadie with a band. They corrupted the absolute living fuck out of him, and he went back and he wrote an article about it. And Cameron Crowe is now the man he is because of that experience.
Fair enough.
It's a great director. It's a great movie. It's a fantastic movie. Jason Lee's in it. Billy Crudup's in it. It's got a wicked ass cast, and it's just set in a very, very exciting time to be alive.
Okay.
And I love the movie. It's not one of those movies that I watch all the time because I don't think you can. It's one of those movies that when you put it on, it just hooks you straight in. The music's fantastic. Philip Seymour Hoffman has like 3 awesome scenes, as he always does. It's Philip Seymour Hoffman. He can change a movie on a dime, that man.
Oh, yeah.
And, I just implore that everybody goes and watch it. I don't think Cameron Crowe, as good as he is, has ever touched that movie since. Like, he's never quite got there. For me, personally, I know a lot of people rave about him, but for me, he's never quite touched that sort of level as he did during that. And when he makes films with Orlando Bloom and Kirsten Dunst, it just makes me want to say, fuck you.
Which one was that?
It was called Elizabethtown, and it was crap.
Oh, dear. I've never heard of that yet.
It was crap.
Yeah.
But yeah, it made my number one because it is literally one of those movies that if it's on, it can fully cheer me up. And let's be honest, most of the other movies on my list don't cheer me up.
Yeah. Most of mine are actually, pretty depressing.
If you haven't seen it, I mean, you're saying you've never heard of it.
I'll check it out.
I fully recommend it. It's got a wicked cast. It's quite old now, so they're all quite young. But Kate Hudson's just quite a treat in that movie.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So to wrap this up, have you got any honourable mentions?
I've got a shit ton of honourable
mentions. So have I. So you go.
I haven't really. I've got a few, though. Legend,
Tom
Hardy, that was nearly on my list. I was going to hobby that with the Craze movie because I love that. Frost Nixon, I really enjoyed that movie.
I love that movie and I forgot about it.
Yep. Domino, but I'm not 100% sure how much of that's actually true because Tony Scott likes to take a movie and run with it. One that I had, and it was my number one right up until I said Almost Famous was my number one. As much as I would like to believe it's a true story, I'm not actually sure. Is a movie called Confessions of a Dangerous Mind.
Oh yeah, I've heard you speak about that movie before.
Now Chuck Barris, who the movie's about, claims that it's true, and he's written a book claiming that it's true. But being that in the movie, he says that he's a sleeper CIA agent, and the CIA obviously refuses to acknowledge that it's a true story or not because it's the fucking CIA. It casts doubt in your mind. But it's a phenomenal movie, and I want it to be true every time I watch it. I want it to be true. But given that it's a based on true movies top 5, I decided I would go with Almost Famous instead.
Yeah,
there was a point where I was going to hobby the two of them. I can't turn around and categorically say that Confessions of a Dangerous Mind's a true story. I can't. The Hurricane, another Denzel movie when he played the boxer sent to jail.
Shit, yeah, okay, yep.
Donnie Brasco, the Johnny Depp and Al Pacino movie, and that was it.
Yeah, I went with my honourables. I kind of went down a similar path to you.
To me.
Dickhead. Where it's like, okay, it's actually true. It's a story, or it's real life, but you don't know how much of it is actually true or not.
Passion of the Christ.
No, not Passion of the Christ. Never that. Where it's very much dramatised, and you're not sure which parts of it are true and which parts of it aren't. So I went with Gangs of New York.
Yep.
Because that had to be on my list because I love it. I love the shit of that movie. The Social Network, Wolf of Wall Street.
Nearly made mine. Oh, that nearly made mine.
Yeah. Legend and JFK.
Shit, I never even thought of JFK.
But you can't put that in your list of real life because it's an Oliver Stone movie. So it's like, he's Oliver Stone in all over the place. So just check out our episodes on JFK. And you'll see what we mean.
Yeah, when Doug kind of set us straight on the truth within the lies.
Yeah.
That was a good episode. I enjoyed doing them. So
that's our top 5.
Top 5s.
Yep.
I went on a bit longer than I thought it would.
Fine.
And we are going to move on to the last section of the episode, which is going to be a quick rundown of 4 episodes of Doctor Who. But first, obviously, I'm going to pimp out another show. Which one will I do? That one or that one?
I'll go with that one.
Hey, are you a jock that likes comics?
Are you a nerd that likes comics?
Do you feel left out sometimes?
Well, then we've got the show for you.
I'm Imran.
And I'm Anthony.
He's the jock.
And he's the nerd.
And we host the Jock and Nerd Podcast at jockandnerd.com. If you're looking for fun, entertaining, laugh-out-loud geek chat over all the latest Marvel, DC shows and news, visit jockandnerd.com.
Full spoiler podcast, lots of swearing.
You're such a jock.
You're such a nerd.
Oh, come on.
Shut up, nerd.
Okay.
So, that was our friends at the Jock and Nerd. And I cannot believe that is his favourite based on true life.
All right.
Like, who would have thunk it?
Well, there you go. When somebody loves a movie so much.
He must, you know what it is? He must have seen the Ultimate Cut.
I think he probably has by now. Surely.
To be honest, I think he walked out of the cinema after having seen the theatrical cut thinking, damn, that was the balls. That was the bit. That's definitely a 9.8 out of 10. And then he's seen the Ultimate Cut and he's like,
what
shit.
He did was he went, that's a 9.8 out of 10, but I can't tell anyone. So I'll say it's a 3 out of 10.
Yeah.
Just,
And then he saw the Ultimate Cut and thought, that's the extra 0.2% right there. That extra half.
Like when somebody protests too much?
Yes.
Aye. Yep.
So we'll not drag that out too long in case we get shade thrown at us. So let's move on to the Doctor Who. You made me watch Doctor Who.
Well, no, I didn't make you.
Okay, you challenged me.
challenged you, and to be fair, again, as I said on the last episode, to your credit, you accepted. I thought you would have told me to fuck right off when I suggested it, but you didn't, and you took up the challenge, and you watched 3 and a bit episodes.
3 and a bit, yeah.
Yep. So you watched The Idiot's Lantern.
I did, yes.
You watched Family of Blood.
I did, yes.
And you watched Midnight.
I did, yes.
Yes, you did.
I did.
So they're all David Tennant stories.
Yep.
And you've got 3 different companions on there.
Yep.
So, let's get into it.
Yeah, as I said right at the top of the show, I don't think to get somebody like me into it. And the only reason I really entertained this was after we did our little... I'm going to pimp out that episode. We did a little interview with a gentleman named Cavan Scott, who writes the Doctor Who comic books for Titan.
Mm-hmm.
They set up a lovely little interview with him. He was absolutely amazing. And listening to the way he spoke about Doctor Who kind of made me think, you know what? I'm going to read these comics, I'm going to get into them, and it's going to be awesome. And then Chris was like, well, why don't you give the show a go? I'll pick out 4 episodes. And I was like, yeah, go on then, because obviously people are into this. Like, it's Doctor Who. It's like a cult phenomena, basically. Can you even consider it cult anymore? It's pretty much mainstream.
I think it's more mainstream now.
Yeah. Definitely.
I think the reason I gave you David Tennant episodes was, as I said on the last episode, it was Doctor Who at its most accessible.
Yes, very much so. Like, even just by watching it, very much so.
And most popular, probably. I mean, again, as I said, I love Matt Smith. I love Peter Capaldi. But I think the David Tennant era was Doctor Who at its height.
You gave me the Idiot's Lantern, which was Doctor Who Series 2, Episode 7, written by Mark Gatiss, which I noticed straight away. So I was like, oh, I like Mark Gatiss. He writes for Sherlock, so I'm happy with that. He is a damn good writer. I used to love the League of Gentlemen back in the day. League of Gentlemen? Yes, League of Gentlemen. Yep. I used to love that back in the day. So straight away I'm sitting in there, and then straight away I'm pulled straight back out when Billy Piper comes on screen.
Right.
Can we agree on one thing before I move on? Can we agree on one thing? She's not a good actress.
I would say that. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This episode, the Idiot's Lantern, is basically they've come back to the Queen's coronation.
Yep.
Back in 1963. There's a guy who owns a TV shop, and the TVs are going rogue due to a thing called The Wire. Yep. And by the way, like, evil TV possession, it's a good place to start for me, but straight away, like, I was like, oh, no. Because if anything, the TV's never going to possess anyone. The TV is not evil.
But you've got to think of the time
period.
I
get the time period. I get that.
Just like early sort of 90s movies where the internet was all scary and evil and like people could like go
I get what they were doing
and hack your bank account and shit.
I get what they were doing. I just don't like it when the TV's evil. The TV's not evil. It's like there was an episode of Erie, Indiana. Remember Erie, Indiana? Like way back in the day on Channel 4. There was an episode where the TV was evil and I didn't like it because I love TV.
Okay.
Well, it was my babysitter. So.
Preaching to the choir here.
Yeah. So the TV's evil. There's a woman on it who's like really fucking freaky as balls with her like, and that concludes today's programming, children, and that.
And when she went hungry,
yeah, she I didn't like her.
She was good though. She was freaky
excellent.
as fuck. Yeah.
She was excellent, but I didn't like her. And it's mostly about a family who like. They're getting the faces taken off them, which was freaky as balls again. I don't like stuff like that. But
were you hiding behind the couch?
No, not in this episode, because, as you say, David Tennant is very accessible. He's a cheeky chappy.
Yeah.
Like, I was loving him in this episode. Wasn't keen on the hair. He's got like an Elvis haircut in this.
Yeah.
And I was
that's the whole thing, is they went to the wrong place.
Right.
Where they thought they were going to see Elvis in London.
Right.
Because most of the Tennant ones they are actually, when they come back to Earth anyway, they're in London.
Right.
They're not in, I mean, there's an episode back in time with in Scotland with Queen Victoria where there's a werewolf, but I wasn't going to give you that one.
A werewolf.
A werewolf.
A werewolf.
A werewolf.
Aye.
Bygones. But yeah, so they thought they were going to see Elvis at the BBC headquarters in London or something like that. Again, I didn't need to rewatch these episodes because I've seen them quite a lot.
I know. I get that.
So they went to the wrong time and they were in, wherever the hell it's based at the Queen's coronation. So that's why he's got the Elvis haircut.
Once I got past the haircut, I could actually, I was all right with him. One thing I do love about Tennant, like, I know I've seen him in Jessica Jones, so I know he can flip the switch and be an evil, calculating bastard. It's amazing how quickly he can flip the switch.
Yeah.
Because in that show, in that episode, there's a bit where he's like being all in the house with the family, and he's all like blah 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 blah, and then the dad turns around, who's a British actor, and he's great in everything he does.
I know what you mean.
Can't think of his name though.
Yep.
And he kind of like turns around, he's like, "Shut up and listen to me."
No, he goes. The line is, "I am talking,
that's the one,
and I'm not listening."
He just flips it really quickly, but he does that in all these episodes you gave me. So he's brilliant. Don't really have much time for Billie Piper. She's got a big
mate? I would agree with you. A lot of people, when like Martha came along, in particular Martha, Angelina or Angela, whatever, Freeman, who played Martha Jones.
Right, yeah.
Martha Jones. Yes. Gave her a hard time because she was the follow-up to Billie Piper.
She's a damn good follow-up, to be fair.
She is, absolutely. I liked Rose Tyler. Martha I thought was better, and Donna Noble I thought was even more better. So there you go. Anyway, continue.
So I do have a couple of notes that I picked up from the episode.
Yep.
So this show doesn't really shy away from much.
He's got a smirk on his face now. I don't know what's coming.
This show doesn't really seem to shy away from much.
Yeah.
And I'll touch on one thing in this episode and one thing in the next episode, which I thought, wow. And to be fair, it got me straight in. There's a scene in this when they're sitting down at the coronation, and the boy's saying something about the granny upstairs to the next door neighbour, and the dad turns on and says, "Oh, don't mind him. He's a proper mummy's boy."
Mm-hmm.
And then the neighbour turns around and says, "Oh, you know what happens to mummy's boys? You want to beat that out of them."
Yep.
That's a gay thing, right?
Yeah.
They calling the kid gay.
Yeah.
Wow. Like that, is that a thing in Doctor Who?
No, it's a thing in the 1950s or 60s or whatever.
I realise it's the
was.
time it's set, but
yeah.
This is one thing that I love about shows like this. Like, if you set it in that time, you can pretty much get away with it.
Yeah.
And I do love that.
It's like in Mad Men, for example.
Yeah.
You've not watched Mad Men all the way through, have you?
Not a lot of it.
But if you consider Mad Men from the start to the finish, like the attitudes towards women and Jews and black guys, at the start of the show compared to the end of the show, it evolves.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that particularly when you've got a guy like as talented as Mark Gatiss writing it,
aye.
That
I don't know. To be fair, it pulled me straight into the show. Yeah. I was like, I'm in.
Well, I'll tell you what, the guy that I have my business with, Gary, he recommended Mad Men to me, and one of the lines in the first episode of Mad Men was a Roger line.
Yeah.
And it was an anti-Semitic line, but pardon me, but it was an anti-Semitic line, and they were talking about someone in another firm on Madison Avenue hiring a Jew.
Yeah.
And Roger goes, "Not on my watch."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my fuck!" Did he actually say that? Can you say that?
You can say that.
Know?
If you said it back then, you can say
exactly,
that. You can say whatever you damn well please.
And that, like you said with that line, that fucking dragged me into the show, and I loved it from then on.
Just that one quick line in that episode was like, okay, I'm in. Like, this episode's getting there. And then the whole episode is pretty much a build up to a joke about Betamax.
Well, that's how he beats the.
Yeah, he beats her by recording her off the TV onto a tape. Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah.
And then
he kind of A-teams it and builds a VCR.
It is brilliant. And I did love the callback to I think I've just invented the first VCR Betamax or something like that. And then she says, "So how are you going to destroy it?" And he says, "I'm going to tape over it." It didn't destroy the episode for me, but I was just kind of sat there like, but I get it. It's this kitschy sort of cultish sort of, humor.
What you find a lot of is, and your shows like Red Dwarf and, all these classic British shows is, it's more about the build-up.
Yeah.
Than the...
I mean, that whole episode was a build-up to the joke about Betamax.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got that. and it was good.
But, that's how he beats the bad guy. It's a stand... You've got 45 minutes to build up the story and then get a climax to beat the villain. So that was how he beat the villain. He recorded it onto a Betamax and then it was like, well, yeah.
So yeah, that was that episode. It was a good little episode.
So as your first introduction to Doctor Who,
could have done without Billy Piper, but it was. I mean, I'm saying that, but I have seen the full first series with Christopher Eccleston. I watched it back in the day, but I'm pretty sure I was annoyed by her being in that back then. The only difference was you kind of had Noel Clarke offsetting her, like being a tool. But
the one line I did like with her was when they go into the guy's house and she pulls him up on he's hanging the flag upside down, or no, it's because it's not called the Union Jack unless you're a sailor.
Aye.
And then she goes up, my mum dated a sailor, and then the doctor goes, I bet she did.
We met her.
Yeah.
We met Count
We did.
Camille.
We certainly did, yes, we did.
Didn't record, but we met her.
Well,
that's
as
ours.
you said at the time, that's just for us.
That's ours now.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a good episode. David Tennant is definitely, like, he's a good actor. I like David Tennant. I always have. Okay, I'm not a big fan of Jessica Jones, but he is damn fine in it. Not as in sexy, like he's damn fine, as in just a damn fine actor.
Oh, he's damn fine and sexy.
So then we moved on to Series 3, Episodes 8 and 9.
Yeah.
All in the Family.
So this is your first Doctor Who double bill.
Yeah, it was.
And,
it was.
Again, as I said at the start of the episode, this is one of my favourite stories of Doctor Who, so please be gentle.
Well, much like there was a line in the last episode that pulled me straight in, this one wasted no fucking time.
Was it the racist one?
Oh, yes. Wow. So it's set in 1913, and he has a new companion. He has Martha. Yeah, he has Martha, who is a young black girl. And obviously, because it's set in 1913, well, basically, I'll set it up. It starts straight away. I had no idea what was going on. It was quite confusing, and then all of a sudden they were back in time, and he didn't know who he was.
Yep.
He was a teacher now. He was Mr. Smith, John Smith, and she was like a chambermaid in the school, like a maid in the school. And there's an awesome line when a kid walks past her and says, "How do you know when that floor is clean? With the colour of your hands."
Yep.
And I sat there and went, holy fucking shit, I'm in. Because you know me.
Although, to be fair, I was also drawn in by that scene. But before I say that, did you recognise the actor? He is Daenerys' brother in season 1 of Game of Thrones.
Motherfucker.
That line, that scene also drew me in. Was right after the guy says that to her, Martha's friend says, "Oh, these guys are going to be running the country," and Martha goes, "1913, they might not be."
Right, yeah. Aye.
And you know, like me, a bit of World War One.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
I get it. It's, but it just pulled me straight in. This episode is good. Both episodes, I preferred the first half to the second half.
Yeah, so I think it's more creepy with the scarecrow things and stuff. Yep.
But as I knew with any sort of British thing like this, you've got your Sherlocks, you've got your Doctor Who, you've got your Merlin, you've got your basically any British TV show, you're going to have the cream of the crop of British talent. And these two episodes have got some pretty fucking good British talent flying around. With is it Jessica Stevenson? She was in Spaced.
Yes.
She's in there. She's
and also
great.
Cheryl in the Royal Family.
Yes, Cheryl from the Royal Family. Aye. You got Thomas Brodie Sangster, who would later go on to play Georgian Reed in Game of Thrones. So there's another Game of Thrones star for you. The kid who had the Doctor's watch.
Fuck.
Yes, that was Thomas Brodie Sangster.
Yep.
So my first note was basically, I loved her from Space. She was really good in that episode. I suppose Doctor Who, like you said before, you've only got 45 minutes, so you have to skip over a lot of things, and the whole relationship with them two just developed far too quickly for me. But again, you've only got 45 minutes, so you kind of have to jump through it. So like these alien things, they hide in the past to get away from these aliens. The Doctor doesn't know who he is. She's looking after him. I wasn't sure if she knew to start off with, but then you kind of gradually realise that she does know. She plays it off quite well that she doesn't though.
Martha does.
Martha, yes, Martha.
Well, the whole thing is that she's got to look after him and make sure that he doesn't open the watch.
Yeah. And then she needs him to open the watch.
Yep.
Yeah. Something, these scary ass fucking scarecrow things, which, come on, man.
They do good monsters.
They do good. They do what on paper looks like shit monsters, but they do them quite well.
Yep.
Like if I had looked at a sheet of paper and it says, and then the scarecrows start attacking, I would literally be sat there going, "Fuck me, what are you doing?" But they do it really well. They do it fantastic. And then everybody starts getting possessed. Well, not everybody, but a little group of them.
And a little girl.
A little girl is.
Yep.
Oh man, right.
A little girl with a balloon, no less.
Yeah. I'm just gonna skip. I can't remember if it was the first. I think it's the second episode. That scene when they're cutting the scarecrows down, all the kids, unbelievable.
I think that's the second episode.
I think it is. Absolutely unbelievable. Great little scene.
And you've got David Tennant acting like a bastard.
When they want to, they can really pull it out the bag.
Oh, David Tennant won Best Actor like 3 years in a row.
Right.
He won Best Actor BAFTAs for Doctor Who.
Yeah.
This is unheard of.
It's unheard of, I tell you.
I don't think Matt Smith won a Best Actor.
But he was in Terminator Genesis.
Capaldi has yet. Hopefully he will.
Yeah.
You know? But this is why I said this was Doctor Who at its most accessible, is because, or its most mainstream.
Yeah.
Is because people were like our friend Paul Byrne. He watched it during the David Tennant era. He didn't watch it after that.
No. Tennant he's excellent in this. He is excellent, and he kind of elevates the show for me, because I have a feeling that, I don't know, if Eccleston, as much as I like the series with Eccleston, if he had been doing some of this stuff, it's a completely different. Obviously, I'm assuming they all play different doctors. Like they're all the same doctor, but they all play him very
like Matt Smith plays it more like an alien.
Yeah,
you know, if you know what I mean. Like as you said, David Tennant is more of a cheeky chap.
He's a cheeky chap, but
cheeky Cockney chap.
He brings the emotion and he brings the anger. Like in that the first episode, when he sees Rose without the face, and then he's like, well, they just made the biggest mistake ever, and he's like, because now I've got absolutely no reason not to annihilate them, kind of thing, or whatever.
It's like, now I'm pissed.
Yeah. And he was fucking pissed, like. And he does it a couple of times, he does it towards the end of this episode, the second episode. But that scene when they're cutting all the scarecrows apart, and then the little girl walks out, I was kind of like, oh, just go for it, just fucking blow her away. But yeah, that's that episode, like the family, like the little montage at the end as well, when he's kind of decided what he's going to do with them. That was pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
And you had the little voiceover.
But you've also got the fucking awesome bit of acting where he's got to decide whether he's going to give them the watch.
Yeah, that was good, but it didn't really bother me.
No. Well, I mean, obviously I've been watching it for a little while, so I was more invested in the character. But
I totally get that it was good, but there was a couple other scenes that kind of threw me further.
But then there was also the scene after that where you think he's given them the watch, but he's opened it before he went in.
Yeah.
And he's
I was sat there going, could you see that coming?
Oh, shut up!
Like when he goes in and he's still pretending to be the guy, and he's like pressing all the buttons and stuff. I'm sitting there going, you're not fooling me here. But I don't know. Maybe he fooled you. I guess he did.
I was just thinking, it's David Tennant.
He is awesome in that. He's really good in those 2 episodes. Of the 3 episodes, 3.5 episodes you gave us, he was at his best in those 2 episodes for me. I did like the last episode, but in those 2, that was his best for me.
I mean, as I said before you start speaking about this double bill, I think probably that is my favourite of the whole of Doctor Who. I mean, I never watched it back in the day, you know, like growing up and what have you. my parents never watched it or
Yeah.
anything like that. So it wasn't until Eccleston and they relaunched it or they rebooted it that I started watching it. And so I'm not aware of the
Yeah.
previous
You've said that
incarnations
before,
of the
you've said that
Doctor.
before.
But for me personally, the Family of Blood story, double bill, is my favourite Doctor Who story.
Yeah, I completely agree. Of the ones you gave us, that was like it was good. Martha's pretty damn cool, way better than Billie Piper. She's quite a good little actress, Martha.
She's a good actress. Yeah,
didn't really do overly much.
You know, if you wanted to continue your Doctor Who-ness, I would recommend that you watch the finale of that series, where you've got John Simmon there as the Master.
See, I like a bit of John Sim.
Because Martha gets some acting to do there as well.
You know I like a bit of John Sim. So I might
John Sim is good as the
I might
Master.
partake in that one.
Yep.
I might partake in that one on the sly.
You just won't tell me about it.
And then the last episode you gave me was Series 4, Episode 10. And I have one note in this because literally I don't think it's an episode you make notes on. Catherine Tate, no thanks.
You're joking.
I was so glad of all the episodes you could have gave me with her as the companion. She's not in this episode. So that was brilliant. Like, she was in like the first 20 seconds and then the last 20 seconds.
Yep.
That's enough
She's
Catherine
kinda
Tate for me.
Sat sunbathing.
That is enough
I love
for me.
Catherine Tate.
I like Catherine Tate, but there's only so much Catherine Tate I can take. And that's like 5 minutes of a sketch, to be honest.
Okay,
She
all
just
right.
does my head in.
Catherine Tate is my favourite companion.
A lot of people say that. A lot of people do
I
say
love
that.
Catherine Tate as Donna Noble. But okay, that's fine.
Maybe if I gave her a chance, because I haven't really seen her in a role like that before. Most of the stuff I've seen her in is like stand-up comedy and, really bad kind of sitcom comedies. So I don't know, maybe something like Doctor Who where she's actually got something to do. I might change my mind on it.
Yeah.
I might.
Well, again, one of the arcs, the multi-story arcs that I was going to give you was the finale of that series, where you've got Davros coming back in, and the Doctor Donna kind of thing, and all that kind of shit. But I'm kind of glad I didn't then.
I've just never been a huge fan of Catherine Tate.
So that's fine. That's okay.
But,
don't worry.
But
don't worry.
like I say, best possible episode you could have gave me, because she's not in it.
So I can pick a Doctor Who episode.
So
midnight.
This episode is midnight, and it's set on the money train with Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes. Again, like I was saying before about Doctor Who having the cream of the British crop. Like, everybody on this train I knew. Not everybody. There was a couple of people I didn't know, but you had the guy from Mount Pleasant, which I watch all the time. You had the woman from the Starlings, which I also watch. You had the kid from Merlin. I'm sitting there thinking, Christ, I know all these.
You had her from Medium as well, or is that the same one?
I never watched Medium.
Not Medium. Sorry, Afterlife.
I never watched Afterlife,
which actually also had Andrew Lincoln in it.
Did it?
It did.
Awesome. I never watched it.
It was good. It was creepy as a bastard.
I never watched it.
It was the British Medium.
Right.
Yeah. She was the one who was possessed by the alien.
Yeah. Aye, that's her who's in the Starlings.
All right. Okay. Bygones.
So basically this episode is set in a train. It's all set in a train. They're going across some planet. It's like a diamond sapphire
It's a diamond planet, yeah. So they can't open the windows because if they can, the diamond will vaporize them or whatever.
Which is a pretty shit tour, to be fair.
It is a shit tour. Well, they're like on their way to a thing, a place where they can safely see them or see the planet or whatever. So it's a very, very enclosed episode.
It's a great episode.
They are just in the cabin of the money train. So it's just them.
Baby.
As I said to you on the last episode, it's creepy as hell.
It is creepy because she, the blonde chick from British Medium, she gets possessed by something, and she starts copying everything that everybody says.
Yep.
And I mean fucking everything. Because for the first 5 minutes, I was like, it's not going to be like this all the way through, is it? It is. It very much is. And then she starts not copying them, but saying it at exactly the same time as the episode goes on. And then she's starts saying things before the Doctor, and the Doctor's repeating what she says.
Yep.
Which was weird. That is some damn fine acting. You know,
fuck yes.
Every time he comes face to face with her, because I watch the Starlings. Me and Lindsay watch the Starlings. It's like a little Sky One program about family. It's a really good program. We've been watching it since the start. She is fantastic in it, and she's great in this as well. And the fucking intensity between those two when they're sort of copying each other is just brilliant. I was just like, oh man, this is
But
great.
again, with the David Tennant acting, like, because you get close-ups on his face.
There's moments
and
when the
like,
camera
you
just
can't-
sits on him, like.
And I think is there not bit like there's like a tear thing down his face and all that. It's a phenomenal episode.
It's a great episode, and he's great in it. And of course, he's got her.
I think that was written by Stephen Moffat. I think.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
because I noticed that as well, and I was like, "That's a name that I feel like I should know."
That's who writes it now.
Yeah. So yeah, that was also a good episode. A nice little enclosed episode. I like episodes that sometimes don't necessarily go anywhere. They just sort of stay where they are, and they have this little like to and fro, and then the Doctor.
But it's like a psychological episode.
It's very psychological, but
because the thing breaks down. And as I said to you again on
the tapping on the door.
Yeah,
you didn't like that, did you?
Oh, that creeped me the fuck out. That creeped me out.
It kind of creeped me out when it came back and she was just kind of sat in the corner.
Because she was like, she thought it was her ex-lover or something like that coming to get her. And then so the entity targeted her because she was the most afraid.
Yeah.
And that's how it got inside. And it's a fantastic episode.
It is. It's a really good episode. Again, you chose, 3.5. I can't really complain. You could have gave me some absolute fucking shite fests, because I'm sure there is some shite fest episodes.
Oh, there are a lot of filler episodes.
And
for example, there's one back in the Rose Tyler days where it like fast forwards to the London Olympics.
Right.
And it's a kid who like draws, and whatever the kid draws becomes true, and it's the kid is being possessed by an alien. I didn't care for it at all.
Aye.
So I wasn't going to give you that shit. Because what's the point of giving you that?
No, you chose well. You chose well, and like I say, on that last one, I was just glad there wasn't much Catherine Tate.
Fair enough. That's okay.
That was a good call.
I mean, people say that a lot about Catherine Tate. I think, she was first introduced in the Christmas episode.
Yeah, I remember seeing the trailers when she was coming onto it, and I just remember sitting thinking,
it's okay. It's okay. A lot of people were angry when she was picked as the next, as like Martha's follow-up companion. But I loved her.
Yeah, a lot of people do. A lot of people do, and I'll give them that. Obviously, she's a fan favourite.
She's my favourite companion, but each to their own.
But yeah, I watched 3.5
So that was
episodes.
your first Doctor Who experience.
It was, yes.
So would you watch it again?
I don't know. I might cherry pick some Tennant episodes. I don't think I would watch any of the Matt Smith, to be honest, straight away, because I have seen little bits and pieces of his stuff. And
let me put this to you then, right? I've got the 50th anniversary Blu-ray,
right?
Which I think is in 3D. Just, exciting to have 3D. And, we spoke about Cavan, who was in our previous episode, and Cavan, for the 50th anniversary, wrote the Doctor Who Encyclopedia, which was, was it the first ever Doctor Who book that was at number one?
Somewhere. It was in the
New York Times.
It was in the top 10. Aye.
So it was the 50th anniversary special, and it was a multi-Doctor episode. So you had David Tennant in there. You had Matt Smith in there. You had John Hurt in there. Would you give that a go?
I'd maybe give that a go. I like a bit of John Hurt. So I'd possibly give that a go.
And he's also called the War Doctor.
Ooh.
I know.
So it's all worry.
It's all worry. Well, I'm not going to go into it. But I think you should give that a go.
I might give it a go.
So I am very, very proud of you.
Are you proud as a bastard?
I am proud as a bastard because you gave it a go.
Yeah.
You hadn't ever watched it before. You'd always sort of rolled your eyes at me whenever I spoke about it. When we were speaking to Cavan on that interview, you kind of just said, really not got anything to say about Doctor Who. So
Yeah.
I took that a bit over. No problem there. But I am really, really proud of you, my friend.
Awesome. I'm not entirely sure I'll watch it anymore, to be honest.
That's
to be
okay.
fair.
Don't
To be
worry.
fair.
You gave it a go. You gave it a go. So, do you have a show for me?
I don't. I've not really thought
I
of
kind of
anything.
just put that on you then.
Yeah, you did. You really did.
I tell you what. You give me a show that I've not watched before, and I'll give it a try.
Well, we are hopefully going to be recording again this weekend.
Yep.
So I will come up with a show.
Have a think.
And we shall put it on that episode.
And then, by the time I've watched that, little Anakin will be here.
Oh, God.
Excited.
Yes, little Anakin will be here. That's been this episode.
Episode 44. Yeah.
Yep.
Of the 364 podcast.
365 Flicks and +1, because it's a leap year podcast. Again, you can find us everywhere. We're on the Twitter, we're on the Facebook, 365 Flicks Podcast. Type it in your Googles, you'll find us. Hopefully we'll be top of the page. Probably not. I'd say we're about 7 deep. We have the website, 365flickspodcast.co.uk. Yep, you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Satchel, and any other podcast app that you use. However, the guys from Weird Science told me that on Podcast Addict or Pod Addict, is that the one you used to use?
Probably used that at one point.
Apparently it takes a couple of days to get us after we've released the episode.
Oh.
So I will be sending a very strongly worded letter, as in, oh, sort this out. But yeah, if you're on any of those apps or any of those things, hit that subscribe button and you'll get our shit straight away once it's uploaded to your ear holes. And you can rate, review, subscribe, do all that good shit, and you can find us.
Find us.
Find us. I think what I am going to do is I'm just going to steal that little bit from another damn wrestling show.
He did it better.
Titus did do pretty fucking good job.
Still hate him though.
I know you do. So yeah, I suppose that leaves us to just play your theme.
Hit my music.
But before I do, I did just say that we'll hopefully be recording soon, and that's going to be a gamey episode. I hope you've got your game face on, because you'll be doing all of the research for that episode.
I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I've got the looks that drives a girl wild. I've got the moves that really move them. I said chill up and down there.
Fucking Pokemon Go.
What's your beef with Pokemon Go?
It's ridiculous.
I'm playing it.
And you're ridiculous.
I am a bit ridiculous. I found one at work today.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it was in somebody's shopping. Like, literally in their shopping. It was in their tray.
You're a fucking retard. It's stupid. It's a fucking shitty augmented reality app. They've been around for years.
But it's not.
It's ridiculous.
It's never been as good as Pokemon Go.
You know what? When I was walking home with the dog before you picked me up before, those two little laddies thought, look at that fucking retard. Look at that 40-year-old fucking retard.
I was trying to catch a Ghastly. Do you know how hard it is to find a Ghastly in Berwick?
Don't care.
Well, you're wrong. So yeah, that's Pokemon Go.
And you know what? Fuck off. There's people being bloody well playing the fucking game in a Holocaust museum in Washington DC.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
Arseholes. Fucking arseholes to a man.
That's a bit much. I do think that's a bit much. When you sent me that the other day, it's like, but you know what? If that's where they are, you got to catch them all. If that's where they are.
I bet there's loads of them in Auschwitz.
There probably is. And you know what? If that's where I have to go to get myself a Pikachu, that's where I'll be going.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I want to kill myself now.
So while we were recording, and I quite like this because I know that Chris has severe beef with the Pokemon Go game, my wife sent me a little clip, a little article of the 20 places that is inappropriate to play Pokemon Go. So let's get ahead of the curve and let's bring you the top 20 places you should not be playing Pokemon Go. Do you agree with any of these?
All of them.
Number 1, you should not play Pokemon whilst driving. I can attest to that. You shouldn't. It's not a good idea. You should not play Pokemon Go while at work. That pretty much.
Apparently, people have been sacked for this.
Apparently, people have been sacked for this because they've been finding Pokemon in people's knickers, and that's not a good place to be going.
That's not good.
That's like a sexual harassment case right
there.
Yeah. You should not play Pokemon while in court. That's probably pretty standard.
Well, you know what? You're in court. The damage is already done, unless you're the judge. If you're a judge and you're playing Pokemon, then fuck you, sir. Or madam.
You should not play Pokemon while in an exam.
Oh, Jesus.
Standard. You should not play Pokemon while at a wedding. Well, if they're not going to let you play Pokemon Go while at a wedding, you shouldn't be there.
Well, you know what? After a few beers...
it all looks like Pokemon.
And the guy in the picture is called Christopher, so...
Number 6, you should not play Pokemon in a stranger's house. Standard.
Okay.
People have been breaking into people's houses over this game. Number 7, and my wife likes this one the most, for obvious reasons. You should not play Pokemon when your wife is in labour. I think I'll probably get myself a Pikachu that day.
I can see you doing that. A Pikachu.
I'll be doing that, and I'll be getting a
Pikachu or a Pikachu?
I might get a Squirtle. Squirtle! I might end up getting a Squirtle. I'll be happy. Ew. Number 8. Number 8, you should not play Pokemon as a patient in a hospital. You're there all day, you might as well do something.
Nothing else to do.
Catch yourself a Pokemon. Number 9, you should not play Pokemon in the middle of the road. I fully agree with that one.
I actually believe that people have been doing this.
People have been doing it. People have been crossing the road playing this game. Yep. Oh, wow. The only Pokemon stop in Indonesia within 50 miles is in the middle of the busiest intersection. Can't wait to die. That's a good Twitter message to be putting out
Jesus!
Number 10, you should not play Pokemon on a train line. But, I mean, they're trying to get a Geodude. So, number 11, again, sexual harassment case. You should not play Pokemon Go in the public toilets.
Yeah, a guy can get himself killed for that.
Yeah, that is awkward.
Well, you're going to... Like, if you're stood next to a guy, which is hard enough to pee at the best of times, you're going to... Have you got your phone out, like, with the Pokemon app on, and you're going to point at places? You are getting beaten up. You are getting beaten up.
Imagine if you did that, though, and you pointed it down at your wang, and there was a Weedle on your wang.
Or the other guy's wang.
Or the other guy's
That's
wang.
where I was going there.
But he might just turn around and be like, you better make sure you catch that. Number 12, you should not play Pokemon Go at an adult shop. I'm assuming it means sex. Yes, it does. I found a Pokemon in the sex shop. Wow. Looks like I'm... Oh, my God. This is a tweet put out about a girl who found a Pokemon in a sex shop, and the comment is, looks like one of them is going to be squirtling tonight. See, that made you laugh. Number 13, you should not play Pokemon Go in water, because you're going to fuck your phone, you damn idiots. But if it's a water-based Pokemon, it's the only place you're going to find it. Number 14, you should not play Pokemon Go at a protest. That's brilliant. That is a really good one. I like that one. So if there's a big protest going on, you shouldn't be playing Pokemon Go. Number 15, you should not be playing Pokemon in a police station. Why not? Again, if you're locked up in the cells, you've not got much to do, you might as well play Pokemon Go.
You would assume your phone would be taken off you.
I don't know. Wow. Number 16, you should not play Pokemon Go at a firing range. Again, you got to catch them all. Number 17, you should not play Pokemon Go at a military deployment. Well, it's better than those torture videos that people were making on their mobile phones. So,
Well, some of them.
Make a video of you catching a Bulbasaur. You'll be fine.
How do you know the names of it? It's just ridiculous.
Number 8.
It's ridiculous. You're 30 years old. There's no you know what? You've seen my living room.
Yep.
I've got DeLoreans and fucking Daleks in my
fish tank with Daleks in it.
And a Dalek fish tank and a bloody whatever the fuck else. I'm not one that normally gets to say this, but fucking how old are you?
This game is taking over the world right now.
You know what? You had 10-year-old boys laughing at you before because you were playing the fucking game.
Yeah.
Maybe take a message from this?
Yeah, but I had an 8-year-old girl thinking I'm a legend because I caught a Weedle.
What the fuck is a Weedle?
It's a Pokemon.
I don't care.
Number 18, you should not play Pokemon Go at a wake.
Oh, Jesus.
I think that's pretty much standard, unless it's a squirrel. Again, that's just pretty much standard. Number 19, you should not play Pokemon Go at a funeral. You know, and if it's in the coffin, that's just bad luck, really, to be fair. I mean, you would hope that it's not in the coffin, because, you know. And number 20, oh wow, that one, yeah.
At Arlington Cemetery and other places of remembrance.
Which is pretty much what you just said.
Yep.
We do not consider playing Pokemon Go to be appropriate decorum on the grounds of ANC, which is Arlington Cemetery.
Yeah.
We ask all visitors to refrain from such activity. That's standard. I am with you. Unless it's a Raichu. If it's a Raichu, it's all bets are off, mate.
Oh, Jesus.
A Raichu is basically a Raichu is like an evolved Pikachu, because you catch them.
I don't care.
And then they
evolve.
evolve.
I don't care.
You've got like a Squirtle.
I don't care.
You've got a Bulbasaur.
What's Mark Quint in that picture?
And I think the Bulbasaur becomes an Ivysaur.
You signed that picture.
Fuck you, man.
Podcast.
So yeah, that is your top 20 places that you should not play Pokemon Go.
Or if you're over 15 years old, don't play it at all.
You need to undig those heels.
I refuse.
More people are playing Pokemon Go than are going on Facebook right now.
I don't give a fuck.
And when they are going
on Facebook... You know what?
Facebook,
you've known me for a long time now. You know what I'm fucking like.
Yep, you're a stubborn sumbitch.
I am a stubborn asshole. So
yep.
Don't talk to me about fucking Pokemon Go.
I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I've got the looks that drives and goes wild. I've got the moves that really move them. I said she.
But Jesus Christ, what kind of fucking asshole plays that game in a fucking Holocaust museum?
A very big asshole.
Twats! That's all.